Hold on.
Welcome back, everyone, to Abomination Vaults, Chapter 5. Episode 5, Cage Match. Everyone is ready. Everyone's rolling initiative. We had accosted by a tiny little bird puppet at the end of the last episode, walking into the broken and shattered, well, room of some sort, possibly the workshop. We've recognized leftover bits of furniture that looks like we saw it from the painting. Yeah. Exactly. However, this little bird puppet popped up. But before we get on to combat, to the cage match, why don't we go around the table and introduce our contestants for today.
In this corner, a human weighing 220 pounds, wielding an absurd magical talking sword, the muscle-bound, shiny-toothed thaumaturge from Absalom. He has looked into the abyss and learned absolutely nothing. Altamach, Mocker, Thorngard.
In this corner!
In this corner, we have a pile of bones that are kind of vaguely shaped like a fish, and also there's a girl that walks alongside of it. And she also has a staff of very incredible magic, kind of creepy. But for sure, the fish is the main character.
How much does a fish weigh?
I don't know, maybe like a pound or two.
A pound or two? Okay, that's all right. Yeah.
Bones.
Weighing a pound or two.
A pound or two!
And in this
Yes,
corner, we have the one and only pious puppy, the demolition dog, the keeper of the Seren Way, Drevin Sorrel, coming in at 345 pounds, nearly 7 feet tall.
There's a big difference in weight class here.
Slightly.
Tiny
And in
bit.
this corner,
And
we
in
have a lot of
this-
corners in the room.
And in this time, yes,
This is a really
multi-cornered room.
It's
We're
an
in a
octagon.
hexagon.
And in this corner, the exact opposite of that, weighing in at 45 pounds total at
With
2
or
foot.
without the cat?
At 2'8". His cat weighs 40 pounds too. It's huge. Maybe 10 pounds actually.
heavy cat.
Yeah, it's very heavy.
It's very big,
Listen,
yeah.
he gets all the treats he wants. He's a very good girl.
Maine Coon, clearly.
Yeah,
It's all the fur.
It genuinely was.
He's a good
I
girl.
described the cat. Calbum Thimblebottom.
And in this corner,
In this corner, weighing only about 175 pounds, bit scrawny for the ring, but notices all the nonsense in the room, Corwin Elvashti!
and in the final corner, we have the reigning champion of Gauntlet Lens Workshop for 534 years,
That's a long time.
Mr. B!
Mr. B!
Initiative, everyone.
Not great.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll mine.
Oh, he's ready.
He's
You
here.
know
He
what's
wants to
coming.
go first.
I wanna
You
go
know
first.
what's coming.
The fear of Mr. Beak is real.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a
It
one.
got
better.
much better.
Let's go around the
one
corner.
is
Start
right
with
here.
Corwin.
Not great on this one. That was only a 16.
Where's your hype for the arena?
Right over
Goodness.
here. The champ's entrance has staggered you.
There's a bit
Yeah.
of a... Oh, he's got intro music. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Why is there a health bar at the bottom
Yeah,
of my
what-
screen?
Why is it getting... Why is it going up?
bigger. It's getting bigger.
Calbum.
Going slow at 12.
Oh, yes. The fear is real.
A proud and solid 11.
11. We keep getting more and
His
more.
health bar is off the screen.
Let me hear a 10.
21!
All right.
21 nils beating out Mr. Beacon initiative, and we have
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13. Calbum got a what now?
12, yeah, so
12. All right.
yeah,
All right.
yep.
Boom. We have
The fish
our
is actually
initiative.
the initiative there.
We're going to be playing without the grid
based
this
on
time.
weight.
We're going to be trying something a little bit new, a little theater of the mindy. Please bear with us. Let us know what you think about this new epic
No grid, no
wrestling match.
rules.
No grid, no rules, yet a cage match nonetheless as the doors slam behind you. Nil, what you doing?
I'm going to wave.
Oh, yeah.
So you're looking for a guy? Cause we can help you find him. We are currently scouting this area, and that's gonna be my turn. I'm going to.
You're going to try to negotiate.
Please don't beat me.
Wait.
Wait. We are
Hold on,
looking
hold
for
on.
people as well.
Please don't beat me.
So the little bird puppet is going to flap its little bird wing arms and actually fly up a little menacingly into the air. Master Volek's never coming back. He left me here. He left me here to ever, and you're just here to make fun of me. And he'll like move his little bird arms, which Calvin will recognize is actually an arcane tracing. A little symbol will appear, and a wave of despair is going to wash over all of you. It feels crushing with its weight. I need a will save for everyone.
I'm actually
I
good
feel
at these.
for this guy.
a 19 and a 20.
534 years? I feel for him. I do feel for him, actually.
You know, everybody's heard about the bird.
14.
A 14 will save. Okay.
22.
22, good.
A
Fail,
26.
pass. 26 is a pass.
Critical success on a natural 20. I'm a millennial. You can't mess with my brain.
I'm already
depressed.
I'm already miserable.
I'm already miserable. Critical success.
24 total.
24 total is a normal success.
18 on the die.
Alrighty, so those of you critical success, water off a duck's back, no worries whatsoever. Those of you who normal succeeded, you are going to, your brain is going to buckle under this. You're going to take 16 mental damage.
What?
For the success?
For the success.
So very,
Damn.
very thankful I got a critical success on that one.
Sweet.
And your brain actually hurts from this anguish coming out. Those of you who fail will take the same amount of damage,
Okay.
but you will also be sickened 1, and you can feel this pounding persist in your head.
Okay.
Ouch.
Oh,
That's a-
he's
that's
a
a bit
sad.
owie.
He's a very sad little bird.
All of you are just making fun of me. And Mr. Beak is going to flap his little wings and zip across, ending within engagement range of Corwin.
I have nothing against you
Corwin,
personally.
you're in melee range of Mr. Beak.
I am. We're going to take a look at this weird little flapping bird real quick and just... Well,
And he's like in your face.
yeah, it's... Getting a sword up in your own face is, it's a bit dangerous. But
Gotta give
let's see
yourself-
how close I can
Give
get.
yourself a shave.
That's only a 6 on the die. I don't think I'm going to be able to hit him there.
You do see no opening.
Yeah, just trying to
you
lean
see
back.
a beak. All you see is this beak
Trying to
coming
dodge
for you.
getting pecked in the eye. So instead, I'm going to go ahead here and...
Ow.
I'm in pain, but I'm also... All my friends are in pain. So I'm going to... Battle medicine 2 people.
He
Gonna
can
battle
do that.
I'm going to battle medicine the frontliners, Drevin. I'm going to battle medicine my cousin Altamont. So we're going to give... I don't think this is going to need some risky surgery.
Please don't.
What are the odds? You could always stab them in the middle of the fight.
That's true.
Who would
That's
have
a great
thought?
idea.
There is... It's the gambling in me.
Yeah,
there's
that's, I
the
mean, you are a gambler.
You are rolling dice after all.
You said it.
Do it. Do it.
You're both taking a
it.
D8
Risky surgery.
on both of you. 6 on Drevin, 5 on Altamont.
Damage.
6 damage.
He's
kinda
coming
gotta-
in for the stab.
Nice.
It's not knife. It's just walk up behind them and smack their heads together to get them back to their senses.
No.
Smackhead smelling salts.
So first one for Drevin here. This is a +2, so I'm at a total of an 11. That's going to be and I'm going for expert, so DC 20. That's going to be a 23.
Success.
Crit success, 48 for Drevin. There's
That's
my
a D10.
Whoops.
You do that a lot.
Because I just used the D8s and put them
You
aside.
should just organize your dice
I
differently.
did.
Yeah, you should just put him in a line like we talked.
That's going to be 10, 20 plus 17, so 37 health.
I was already back to full.
Yeah.
Well, just the dice.
And
then
Mocker.
Mocker. That's going to be a 10, 21 total, which gets me the crit success from risky surgery. That's going to be 4, 9, 13, 30 health total.
Whew, back to full.
You're
Pretty
back at
nice.
full. And that's going to be the end of it, just getting them back to their senses. Birds in the face. This ain't going to be friendly. Need to get this thing down.
Mocker's up.
Mocker, who is standing next to Corwin, is gonna try to move around Bird to flank him.
You will do so. You're going to move into melee range, and as you move, the ground in here is covered in debris and large shards of broken glass. I'm going to need an acrobatics check to keep your balance if you want to move.
That's fine. Mocker will kind of very gingerly pick his way around. It's going to be a 10.
10 total?
10 total.
You
4 on the die.
You put your foot down and you feel it give underneath you. You lose your balance, fall down, and take a single point of piercing damage, landing on a sharp piece of glass.
Ouch.
You are prone.
I'm going to get up.
You push yourself to your feet.
We're going to try to move. We're going to try to get into melee range again.
All right.
Have to do it.
Roll me another acrobatics, trying to kind of carefully pick your way across here.
Don't forget your candy, too. You got that.
That's a 2 on the die. I don't want that. So we're going to... I can't believe I'm hero pointing this.
Hero
but
pointing an
apparently
acrobatics check to make it.
Moving is difficult.
I will let you step. Because he's up in your face, you won't be able to flank, but you will be able to get within melee range.
I'll step then. That's
Okay.
fine.
Perfect. You are engaged in melee range. So that was a move, a fall over, a get up, and a step to get closer. So that's your action. All right, let's go with Calbum. What would you like to be doing?
So between me and this bird thing that's up in his face, is there enough room for me to, I don't know, say cast a cone type spell that it's going to...
If you throw a cone, you're going to catch Corwin and Altamok while trying to get this thing.
How good are y'all's reflex save?
Well,
Okay,
Walker's
but not
clearly
the
not
great.
very dexterous.
Not very
He just
good.
fell on his butt.
You could move and try to get to
Fair
an angle
enough.
where you're not going to hit us.
Yeah,
If he is in your space. There is no not hitting you.
Not hitting me, but maybe not hitting Altamok.
Cones are pretty indiscriminate.
That's fair. All right, fine. Okay. Here we go. That's pretty good. AC of 23.
AC of 23? Okay, I assume you're doing something
I am.
that involves that AC of 23.
I pull out a little, it's like a little sizzling ball that is electrified of sorts.
Sizzle.
And then that ball just streaks across the room in an arc of sorts. And
An electrical arc, you might
and,
say?
and like, yeah, something like that. It's electrified.
So so electric arc is against his reflex save.
It is a reflex save. It is. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It's an arc. So roll a reflex save for me.
Ooh, he's got a
pulled your toy
reflex
on you,
save.
telekinetic.
He doesn't seem to catch it. He's going to get a 19 total on that reflex save.
That I believe does beat my DC, which is 18.
Yep.
Okay, so he's going to take half damage.
Okay, great. D4 plus that. So 7, half 3, 4?
Half round up.
3, 4.
4.
Yeah, I
What
did it
was it
again.
again?
Bad
You
bird.
decide, bud.
Alrighty. A little kind of like rush over him, and he kind of shakes it off, but solidly hit. You have one action left.
Yeah, shield.
Yeah. Boop.
Don't hit me.
Please, no hitting. please.
Drevin. Woo! Hero point for Paladin from. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this. Lucetios. Lucetios. Give him that
Lucy
shot.
Toes.
Huh?
Yeah, Lucy Toes. We
Lucy
had this
Toes.
in Malevolence. We were trying to figure it out.
Lucy Toes works too. Thank you very much. Hero point for our Paladin, Drevin, right at his turn. And it
I
looks
need
like.
the hero point.
Huh?
I need
You
the
have
hero
Yeah,
him.
I should probably give it to you, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just so excited.
Don't worry, he'll use it
Yeah,
immediately.
it's getting used this turn one way or another.
Lucy Toes, you legend.
Fluid motion. Nothing will stand in my way.
That's
I
certainly
mean,
true. It's not
Possibly.
wrong.
Possibly.
So rather than be fancy and try and get over into position, I want to just brute force through the
Rubble?
the rubble.
You want to brute force through the rubble.
Instead of trying to balance on it, just stomp around and shove my way through.
So you're
With
like
a-
a
Can you move through,
bulldozer.
like
Can
a
you move to
bulldozer.
difficult
Bulldozing?
terrain but like half speed or something?
He can. It's not difficult terrain, though. It's unstable.
Ah,
Hazardous.
fancy.
Yeah,
So
it's called
athletics.
uneven ground, technically, is the
Got
word
it.
for it. So I will let you bull rush through it, but you're effectively stepping. Given that Mr. Beak is right up in Corwin's face, you could step to get within range of swinging at Mr. Beak without having to use the acrobatics check.
Perfect. So just 2 steps and then 1 action left?
No, 1 step to get to him.
Okay. Then I would use 2 to get into flanking.
Nope, can't flank him with 2 steps. You're gonna have to
I'd
take a
have
full
to-
stride. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
I don't think I could.
Okay.
Not a very nimble crowd
just roll
here.
a 20.
I
My
could
goodness.
roll a 20. It's a solid +0.
I mean, who are we
really-
talking
You don't know what
about
the DC
here?
is. Whatever it is, you know what it's not.
It's not 10.
It's not 10.
I'd rather
So-
have the dog
Yeah,
that is swinging a hammer towards my face not be unsteady.
Yeah, I'll just step.
Okay,
and
you
get
step.
into range.
You're,
I
you're
like
within
having
range
a
of
head.
Mr. Beak. He's really tiny, but he's fluttering right around Corin's head. So don't miss.
Miss.
don't.
Miss.
Instead of swinging, I'm going to attempt to grab the doll
Okay.
and tell
Yes.
it.
No one's trying to make fun of you. Calm down.
And why not? I said I would.
Immediate burn.
I will re-roll immediately.
Come on, come on, come on.
I just didn't really change anything. 13.
13. You reach out
no.
a hand, and your hand will slam into something solid about maybe half a foot away from Mr. Beak. The hand kind of, the bird eye kind of turns and looks at you, reaching for him, and your hand stops. And you see a slight distortion, kind of almost like you run into a wall. And then you kind of feel it repulse your hand.
I don't know what that was, but it's not going to stop me from at least trying.
You're not gonna bully me.
22.
22. You're
That's
gonna
with
bully.
my,
You're gonna bully him. Did you take with a multiple attack
Yeah,
penalty?
a 19 on the die.
Okay, cool. You go and manage to grab Mr. Beak. You've got a hand on him now, and it's like, and it's kind of.
It's perfect, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's
I'm actually
great.
rather proud of being able to stack them up
Yeah,
like that.
stack.
Birds are free at the Abomination Vault.
If you can
grab
catch them.
Well, I caught this one.
Somebody
Uh,
get
Put it
me
in a jar. Put it in a jar.
You
Somebody
reach
get me a
in
jar!
further around and seem to. He doesn't apparently get his defenses up on time, and you manage to grab him, and he's kind of fluttering.
He
in
wasn't
your hands.
expecting me to do it
He
twice.
was expecting you to grab him twice.
Nobody ever expects the second grab.
Exactly.
Right, so that was a step and 2 grabs. So. Seamless.
Yeah, it was great.
Seamless.
No.
Very good, very good. And you would hear from the background, he's just lonely. It's been 500 years. And I'm going to just be like overwrought. This is so sad. This poor lonely bird has been here forever. So I'm going to cast guidance on we're going to cast guidance on Drevin and on Mocker.
You are still sickened, by the way, from failing that save. So if you want to take an action to kind of try to sob and weep, I suppose, to get rid of that
I
sickened
guess I could, but I am for sure sobbing.
You
in
can
the
stay
corner,
sickened
like,
if you
yes.
want to, but if you want to sob and weep.
Or
Okay,
you
well,
could
I'll sob and I can try and get rid of the sickened. I am very depressed about this, and I want everybody to know it, though.
initiate the vomit comment.
It's not. This is me releasing the energy through
You have yourself a good cry.
very good cry in the background.
A good cry is always good.
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, I will be like, excellent work, Drevin. And I'm going to, cast guidance on Drevin and Mocker.
Okay, so after you kind of spend a moment just to kind of wash this grief out of your system, you feel the pressure in your head come down to manageable levels. And we're back up to Mr. Beak.
Oh no.
He gonna escape.
Mr. Beak is going to be kind of fluttering in your hands, and he's going to try to escape from you.
Looking for an 18.
For an 18, he's going to try to peck your hand. I'm going to spend this here villain point.
You don't think it'd be funny for the big paw to keep a hold of him?
Peck and paw.
For the guy who's 20 times its size to
Yeah.
overpower the little guy, that's not exciting or fun
Exactly.
at all. No.
Stop bullying
Just
him.
age doing that one. So
This is what
That,
you
you
get.
have a history.
He's
You
pinned
Well,
now, right?
just don't
Probably-
use them ever. You
He
just make it
critically
worse.
that means
failed.
he can't escape again.
He
Yes.
can't attempt again.
So he's going to just rear his head back and just try to peck your hand. I believe
Minus
he-
five.
-2.
-5.
Minus 5?
if he
It's
doesn't
it's
have
multiple attack penalty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The
he
beak
gets
is
a
quite
map.
agile, actually. But if I roll a 2 on the die, it doesn't do anything.
Not quite that agile.
Well, no,
Man,
my AC
I
is
promise
only
you,
20.
Mr. Beak is pretty cool. It's just not if I roll 2s, though.
How's a -3 to his attack modifier?
My AC is only 20. He might hit me.
AC's only 20. He might hit you. I don't think he's actually. Let's see. What else can he do here?
Cry.
Yeah,
Be
he
sad.
can cry.
He can cry with me.
He can't attempt to escape again.
You have to
he's,
peck
he's
you one
on
more
double
time.
map.
You could literally take. Is that a 20? It's a fireball. Yeah, that's a nat 20. He gets a nat 20.
Okay, yeah, you stop
for a nat
whining,
20.
Nat 20 man.
Yeah.
So the
Gets
total's a
slapped.
24.
I mean, it crits.
So it's going to critical you. Okay, great.
He's
All right.
confused and lonely. Don't hold it against him.
So you'll take 10 bludgeoning damage as this surprisingly sturdy beak pecks into your arm.
It's bludgeoning?
It is bludgeoning. It's not the sharpest beak in
Got
the
the
world.
dullest beak.
Yeah.
He hasn't had someone to
It's
sharpen
old.
it for him.
He ain't,
Fair enough.
he
Any
ain't the
additional
sharpest
things?
bird you've ever met.
Kind of been buried in rubble for like
Is
500
it just
years.
damage?
Huh?
Just damage?
It's just damage.
Plus disease.
I'm
You'll die in
good,
30
thank you.
years.
Corwin.
He broke
Going
my
to
hand.
devise a stratagem real quick. See if I think I can hit this fella.
He is grabbed, so you
he's
got
grabbed
yourself
and he's
an advantage.
also in my face.
And he's also in your face.
No, he's in my square now because I grabbed him.
Grabbing doesn't move him.
You just gotta like.
You
You
reach
can't
up
move
next to
people.
him and grabbed him, and he's kind of fluttering in your hand.
I think a 14's gonna hit him. So
That's true.
that's going to be 14 plus 9, 23.
23. You will catch him. Fluttering in his hand, it's a bit of an easier target, but still pretty difficult.
Is he immune to precision, or do I get to roll my dice in this fight?
You do get to roll your dice.
Woo! I get to find a
He's
little
got
joint.
He has
He's got a
organs.
lot of immunities, but he's not
Not
immune to
precision.
precision.
Is
That's
he
gonna be-
immune to being pinned?
Don't worry, we'll find out what they all.
14 immunities.
We'll find out what they all are on Ultimox turn.
Give me a minute. Let me cook.
Snake eyes, 2 1s.
I mean,
So
you can
that's
roll
only
your
6
dice.
damage.
6 damage.
And then I'm going to, having gotten this, going to step back and get over beside Nell. Take care of you a second. See if we can get some of that mental anguish stuff dealt with. Kids like candies, and that cheers them up, so maybe that'll help you.
You step away, disengaging from melee, and for moving, I am going to need an acrobatics check from you.
Oh no, not
Even if he
that.
steps away?
We have another dire lion situation. There's no reason this thing shouldn't be able to break out of my grab. It's just going to keep rolling once.
Yeah.
That is going to be 15 on the dice. 22.
You pass. Yeah, you easily move your way across to get over to Nell. So that's an attack, that's a move. Did you devise?
Yes.
Yes, that's all 3.
Whoop. Mocker, what you doing?
Okay. So, Mocker stepped up. He's in melee range now.
Yep.
Mocker is gonna look at this thing and attempt to divine its nature. Think about its weaknesses.
Give me that esoteric lore check.
This is pretty esoteric.
It is a weird bird.
It's a wisp.
So now,
Oh,
now I'm
no.
gonna use that hero point that I
Yeah.
was going
Over
to
there.
use.
That was a natural one.
That was a natural one. Yeah, we don't want that.
There have been many natural ones today.
Yeah.
And a couple.
This is a bird. It has feathers and flies and lays eggs.
I don't.
Okay, there we go.
That's
Into a
better.
13. We like that. That's totally fine. So that's gonna be a 20.
A 20. So this is going to be a success. You're going to look at this thing, and you recognize this creature as something a bit more than just a simple creature. This is the product of a ritual which binds a soul into a construct. There is a actual living soul that is bound inside of this little doll. And apparently it is someone who has been here a very long time. And it is someone who is quite upset with their certain situation. You do not think you are going to be able to talk this guy down until you, without being able to disable the body it's in. As for specific weaknesses, it doesn't seem to have any esoteric weaknesses. However, this soul seems to be very, very distraught. Perhaps presenting it with an image of the outside world it hasn't seen in so long might be enough to cause it enough distraction to get extra damage off on it.
Okay. So Altamok will pull out a little vignette of Absalom.
Okay.
And he'll hold it in his hand. Come on, little guy. How about I show you a picture of what we're missing? And he'll brandish it before him. And then he'll swing down with Najee.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll it. Najee echoes in your head. It won't bleed, but it'll do.
Thank you, Najee.
It's not stone. I can stab it.
Yep. It's just a little wood puppet. I can chop that up.
That's a 15 on the die. Plus 8 is a 23.
23, solid hit.
Plus 1, 24.
Oh, an even more solid hit.
That's right. Guidance.
But not
thank
appreciably
you.
more solid of a hit.
I appreciate it.
Yes, thick.
So that's going to be 12 damage since I found his personal antithesis.
Okay, 12 damage. You draw a solid slash to the little wooden body, which distinct damage kind of crosses through the body. You have one action left.
I am going to use one of our supply and attack.
It is going to take you a minute to dig supply out of your pack.
Okay. Then I am going to.
rounds.
All right. I'm going to attempt to get around this thing one more time.
Okay, so give me an acrobatics check to kind of balance your way across the...
Don't betray me again. There we go. Okay. That's
better.
a 17.
17. Easily able, now that you kind of know what to look out for, you're easily able to pick your way across, moving into flanking position. Should Mr. Beak wriggle its way free, you will not have to worry about losing the advantage.
Flank you very much.
Flank you very much, exactly. Well done. Calbum, you're up.
Calvin pulls out another little frozen cat toy this time as a treat, and this one does, in fact, shoot a little ray across. So I am quite, that was what I tried to do last time. I just forgot.
a little mouse.
Yikes! Do I have any hero points?
I don't know, do you?
I don't know. I think I do.
What have I got? What have I got
Let's start
here?
digging around, see if we can't find
I don't know. I
You've
might have
got
been the
one
desk.
on the screen.
Do I? I don't have the card. But
Well, just go ahead and use it right
might-
now
All right,
if you want.
so
It's
That's
fine.
just a reroll.
We'll use it. I'm gonna reroll as well as using it. That's all I was doing.
If you find across that card, you figure out what you do with the card, we'll just
Yeah,
collect
I'll
it.
just put it away. That's fine. That's slightly better, but I don't think it's gonna hit. 15 AC.
15 AC, it is just too small. You have to shoot it wide in order to avoid hitting Drevin.
Right. So that's little icicle just, and then I shield again.
Alrighty.
So because this is a very rare occurrence, does maintaining the grab carries map?
No, I don't think it does. I think maintaining, you just spend the action. Because you're not
'Cause
rolling
I have
a grab.
I have to spend
You
an
already
action
have
to
it.
maintain it, and
Yeah.
then I want to advance it.
Then I think
So
you.
spin an action to maintain it, spin an action with the attack trait to try and turn it into
That sounds reasonable.
pinned.
Yeah, go do it.
And then whatever my third action is.
Sure, go for it.
So I'm spinning an action, maintaining the grab.
Yep.
Now I'm going to try and pin Mr. Beak.
Sure.
Just
we get a
Pin
three.
it,
If we,
wiggle my
pin
hand and
it,
really
pin it,
trap him in
pin-
there, so he
if he
can't
gets
do
him
anything.
pinned next
Put
round,
it
can he
in
spend
a
3
jar.
actions to 3 count him and we win?
No,
Put
at
him in
that
a
point,
jar. Hey, it was
The
a
ref didn't see
wrestling
it. It
thing.
didn't happen. I'm sorry. What'd you get?
I got a 12 total.
Oof.
If that doesn't critically fail,
It does not critically fail, but you are not able to get a solid
then
groove on this
he's
guy.
still grabbed.
Yep, he's still grabbed because you maintained it, I think.
Yep.
Or does it not actually work that way because you failed the grab, so you actually failed to keep the grab? I think that's
I'm
what
attempting to
happens.
make it worse for
Huh?
him. I'm attempting to make it worse for him.
Grab doesn't have a scale anymore. It's grabbed or you crit and it's restrained. Those
Yeah.
are the only 2 things
Oh,
that exist.
well then I would just maintain the grab. I'm not
Sure.
trying to fish for a crit.
Sure.
Yeah. You're in 1E brain.
Yes, I am.
I see what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah. We hardly ever do grapple.
We don't need the grapple table.
Yeah.
Don't
We
bring that
grab
back.
people all the time. What are
Never
you
bring the
talking
grapple
I
table
don't.
back.
Well, you should. Anyway, you got him grabbed. You have
Yeah,
2
I-
actions left.
Home.
Bite him.
You cannot eat bird.
Let's see whose mouth is worse. Home. That's of course that's a 20, but it's
Oh
not
my
in the
gosh, it
table.
really was.
Now you throw it at the floor. Hey, you caught it.
That will be a 19.
19.
To nibble.
You go to nibble on him, and he actually pecks you right in the nose as you go to
Wow.
bite him, and
Bad
you have
dog.
to recoil back.
Wow.
Just bite him again.
Bite him again.
19 versus.
Much worse.
Much worse. Again, that force field will kind of appear in front of him, and you will almost blunt your nose on this thing, trying to kind of gnaw on this bird in your hand. Alrighty.
You're like the
Nil,
dog.
you're up.
You're like a dog.
So
at a
I can
stained glass
see
window.
mocker machinations going on over there. And I like glance. Do we only need the head?
That's up to you. That's your call. I don't usually make those decisions.
Sounds like we only need the head.
Yes,
Okay. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to. Let's see. here. And I'm going to grip the staff and basically channel a good amount of energy and roll a spell attack against our... Oh my gosh. Okay. In fact, we're going to... our good old friend Scott from South Dakota is going to re-roll this Horizon Thunder Sphere.
You're doing it, Scott.
You're
You're
doing a
re-rolling
Horizon
it.
Thunder Sphere?
Well, it's a wrestling match. If any place
Yes.
She's charging
How many
up the
actions
spirit
are you
bomb.
charging it up
Well,
with?
You can go to 6.
I can go to 6. I know. I'm just doing the 3 so far.
Just doing 3 actions?
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Because the 6 makes it an AoE.
Careful.
And we don't really want that.
I mean, if you spirit bomb
There
everyone,
we
you win.
go.
We debated on it earlier. It's
Okay.
fine.
24 spell attack roll.
24 spell attack roll. You the Horizon Thunder Sphere collapses just above Dreven's gauntleted hand.
Yes.
I'd imagine I'd just like have him around the legs.
Yeah, I'm going
That's
for
why
the
he keeps
wings.
pecking
So
me.
I'm gonna try and like fry the wing.
Okay.
It's like an electric bolt.
Yeah.
There's like a kind of a conduit over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am the conduit made of metal.
Yes. I'll try to avoid you. I'm sorry.
See, the thing Nick didn't tell us is that it's PvP after this. You have to be the last person standing.
I
Hell in a
see.
cell.
Calvin leads.
Okay, so that ends up being 11 damage.
11 damage. Mr. Beak twitches from this blast in his hands and kind of flaps his wings, still kind of fluttering around. Alrighty. Horizon Thunder Sphere.
Yes!
One of my favorites.
I'm just
It's
now
the
imagining.
coolest.
I'm just now imagining Dreven puffed up like a cat from
Static
all the electricity
electricity.
in the air.
That is a
Poodle
20.
null.
All right, so Mr. Beak is going to focus down, and a pulse of energy is going to burst away from you, knocking you back a step as he pushes your hand off of him as he breaks your grab. Actually, perfectly breaks your grab with a natural 20.
If it perfectly breaks, I think you can reverse it if you want to.
Once.
So then he can grab you.
So I would be
Drill
grabbing.
wings, grab your face.
I mean,
Yeah.
like that is a thing you can do. So
Oh, he reversed the grapple.
and Mr. Beak in an amazing reversal. And
Where'd that
actually-
voice come from?
Yeah.
Who was that?
It's just echoing through the entire
Yeah.
gauntlet.
Mr. Beak is actually going to force you back, and then a spectral hand is going to appear around your vambrace. Very almost ghostly outlined. A hand will grab your arm, and what is your reflex DC?
with bulwark or not,
Not. It's a trip attack.
then it's 14.
14. It actually slams you down into the ground and holds you there with a pin. You are grabbed, and you're going to take a... Well, you're not grabbed. You're tripped, and you take a single point of piercing damage from landing on the broken glass of the ground.
I love that extra D6 in there. It's always fun.
Mr. Beak is then going to flutter away and break contact with the both of you. Oh no, I lost him.
Is he stepping?
He is striding.
Okay.
Okay.
Altamok
you
will step out and attempt to give him one more good smack before he disengages.
Implements reaction.
Implements
Roll it.
interruption.
Please crit.
That'd be a pretty solid meme if you crit right now.
Get the burb! Get the
Weapon
burb!
Thaumaturge AOO is so good.
He's flat-footed because he hasn't left flanking yet.
Nope. That's a 4 on the die. I don't think I'm critting anything.
You step in to swing at him, and again, that force field seems to knock your blade away as he flutters back out of range.
What is this thing?
We need the head. We need the head.
Working on it, ma'am.
I'll show you. And you kind of almost see the air around him distort a bit as it looks like he's gathering power. Corwin!
Well, Nil, you're looking pretty hurt.
Oh, only mentally.
Just emotional damage.
I'm fine. Blood out of her nose.
Well, we're gonna go for a risky surgery on you.
Okay.
Or just like stabbing people.
Yeah, clearly
listen,
this
Look,
is...
you gotta slap some sense into people
You
sometimes.
should just, yeah, you should just. This
What
should
about
be
the
default.
candy, though?
You'll get candy if I succeed.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's only if you're a
I
good
Eight
girl
damage.
at the
Yeah.
doctor's office.
That's max damage.
Roll
Okay,
max
okay,
damage
max
to stab
damage.
you.
Yep,
I've dealt more damage to the
I'm-
party than I have the enemy.
I am feeling considerably worse.
This does guarantee me 2d8 if I succeed, which I'm going for a big heal.
Now you know how our
and I have a
stomachs
plus
feel
12
when you
on this
try to
one.
heal us.
You
So,
always
All of
feel
our
better.
healing is terrible healing.
16 on the die, that's going to succeed. So it's going to be 48 plus 17. It's going to be 5 and 10, 15, 17, 32 health.
Sweet. My max health is 30.
And you get a
so-
candy.
Yeah, and you get a piece of candy.
And I get a candy.
Alrighty.
Look, kids like candy and it makes them happy, so this will help. Trust me. It tastes good. It's good for you.
2 actions left.
Going to spend 1, new remaster rules, swap, sword goes away, bow comes out.
That's such a nice quality of life
so
change.
good. And then I'm just going to take an attack roll. At this distance, I don't have... Devising does nothing for me right
Sure.
No more free action dropping your weapon. And then
You don't
having to go
need to.
retrieve it later.
Yeah, exactly.
now. Alrighty, so... 4 on the die is going to miss that.
Yep.
There's no way
Goes
that hits.
way wide.
Yeah.
Very small
Mocker.
target.
Yeah, small target.
Where did he go? Can I attempt to follow him?
You have to stride up to him, but you can do it.
Mocker is going to gingerly stride up to him.
Well, we'll see how gingerly. Give me that acrobatics check.
I believe in you.
I get the slide whistle ready.
Oh, good. That's an
okay,
11 on the
good.
die. We're good. We're 17 again.
Perfect. You carefully, gingerly cross the arena to close with Mr. Beak.
And then I'm going to attempt to whip my cloak around dramatically and use it to grapple him. Try to trap him in my cloak to keep him from going anywhere so Drevin can just beat on him.
This is the fate of all soulbound dolls, by the way.
They get put in the sack
They
and
get
then
put
thrown
in a
at the
sack
ground.
and thrown at the ground until they stop moving.
This is what they should have
Roll
done to
me
Chucky.
your athletics check to grab.
It's like dealing with a bat that gets in your house. You just got to get in a pillowcase and then take it out.
Does that happen often to you?
Yeah.
I mean,
how-
it-
Oh, that's
no.
a 1 on the die.
That's a
no.
bane.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
I
what's
got
the
me
bane?
a
No,
bane.
What is it?
What kind of
is
damage
it?
you dealing?
Well, this is a grab, so I'll say
I guess
bludgeoning
unarmed?
damage. Yeah, unarmed, yeah, they do that.
I moved 10 feet in a random direction. This movement triggers reactions.
Okay, so you go to grab Mr. Beak, and again, those
Hex your nose.
ghostly arms will grab you and twist your arm into a perfect armbar and fling
Oh.
you across the
Oh.
arena.
Mr. Beak with the armbar!
You are out of melee range, and you are prone. Take a single point of piercing damage from falling on the glass.
Thanks.
We covered the arena in broken glass.
It's a lens workshop.
Okay,
There's
Link.
lots of it about.
Link, you can bane me again. So
immediate.
Ultimach will attempt to get up and right himself. You can actually see little mini Mr. Beaks flying around his head.
This is the whole thing or just the head?
No,
It's just
no,
like
little
bobbing.
mini Mr. Beaks flying around his head. Cartoon.
Man,
And
so
he'll kind of
Push
shake it
yourself
off.
to your feet and shake it off. Mr. Beak cannot be taken out so easily.
And I will use my last action to
You have used your last
Oh, that's
action.
right. Get up.
Talbum, what you up to?
Between me and Mr. Beak, how many people are standing there?
Mr. Beak is off kind of by himself across the arena.
Great. So,
A cone will only catch him.
Great. Yeah, he pulls out a little, what looks like a laser pointer, but upon the
I love
the,
anachronisms.
Upon the activation of said laser pointer, a giant cone of fire appears, and I'm gonna need Mr. Beak to roll a reflex save.
Wow.
Be very careful you don't mix up your laser
Yeah, I
pointers
hope you
and
don't
flames
use
with
that
your
with
cat.
your cat.
This is just a spy tool.
Yeah.
I pull out a flamethrower.
Reflex save of
DC is
20,
18.
22.
Okay, so he does take half damage.
Flap, 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 flap.
Some burning hands.
Yeah, he's not graceful when he flies. It's kind of like a hummingbird, but
He's
like
also a little
oversized
electrocuted.
body.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I don't add my spell modifier, or my modifier to this.
Nope,
right?
you
Okay,
don't.
great.
In
So
fact,
it's,
actually, once the remaster fully hits, no one adds their spell modifier
great,
anymore.
cool. So it's 9 and a half. So 4 or 5. I don't
Five.
know, 4 or 5.
You catch Mr. Beak with this fireball whooshing out at him.
Oops. wrong one.
And Mr. Beak kind of flops around, flies around, falls onto the floor, and rolls around a bit. And the whole arena goes still.
And I put shield on myself again because no,
Third action.
I don't trust that. And that's my third action.
And
about
the quiet doll doesn't move. And then all of a sudden, little bits of rubble and broken glass
Second
start to
boss
float
bar!
up from the floor.
The health bar fills back up. It turns a different color.
Go now.
No!
And
We need
the
the head.
arena seems to shake a bit.
Oh, no.
And Mr. Beak, still flopped over, is going to float back up into the air, and with a shout of defiance, he will explode back upright and face back the 5 of you, now surrounded by this whirling swirl of debris around him. And he looks at you, and his little painted-on face just looks enraged
He
somehow.
grew eyebrows.
He's got
He has little
eyebrows.
angry eyebrows
He
on
picked
his,
up 2 pieces
on his
of
bird
broken glass and
face.
just
Round 2.
Why do we have to keep playing with a doll?
We need the head. We need the head. And if we could get the head while it's still alive, that would be
I'll
great.
take your heads! Drevin,
No, we
you're
want
up.
his head.
Lay on
He's got it
hands.
backwards.
Stand up, and I will attempt to force my way across the room.
Go for it. Give me an acrobatics check.
5.
Total? Yeah, you
It's a +0.
You make 5, and that goes right out from underneath you. You looking at it, it's not so much something that you could force your way through very easily. You can take 2 steps to cross the arena and catch him.
I don't have 2 steps.
that was the last action. Stand up, lay on hands, try to move.
Good point. Whoop. Nil.
Okay, I am going.
You look so gleeful. over
I'm
there.
so excited for this. This is exciting. Okay, well, I would like to move over. The force field around him of, like, glass, that's just, like, a constant thing I would have. If I were to reach him...
It doesn't look like it's a force field. Like, the force field that popped up to block attacks looked like you were hitting a solid wall. This is more like some amount... Like, he looks like he's the center of a little telekinetic dust devil of rage. But it doesn't look solid. Looking at the debris swirling through it, it doesn't look like it's solid. It's just being carried by the force.
Okay, being carried by the force, I see. Okay.
Yes, the force of coolness.
Okay, well, I'm going to move up to our darling bird here.
Give me an acrobatics check as you cross the floor, the treacherous floor. He's got little bird wings. He doesn't mind about this.
That is 18.
Successfully cross the floor into melee range.
And I am going to take a swinger's bat and try and aim just for, like, the chest so that I can hopefully cleanly knock the head off. 'Cause
there
that's
you
what
go.
I'm looking for, guys. This is important.
Just get Drevin to hold him between 2 claws. And
Okay, so that is a 19 to hit.
Solid. 19 total?
19 total.
You swing through this cloud of debris, but it deflects your staff enough that you do not manage to hit it. You've got 1 action left.
Draven, pin it down. Pin it down or something.
It's easier
Or
than
Corwin, Corwin, pin it down.
It's
I'm
easier
across
said-
the room!
Yeah,
Easier said than done.
and I'm going to give him guidance.
What?
Your guidance is pin it down.
Yeah, pin it down.
Do what I tell you.
I have guided you.
I'll try and get it to the wall with an arrow.
Do better.
Yeah, do
Miss-
something.
Mr. Beak is going to flutter up a little bit and wave out his little bird wings, and rocks and broken furniture and debris is going to sail out in all directions to assail the whole group of you. I need everyone to give me a reflex save.
Bulwark for an AoE.
Is that 20? Or a 1?
A 1.
Oof.
I should maybe do my hero point here. That's pretty bad. A 1 is pretty bad.
Natural 1 on a saving throw against an AoE thing generally.
Well, maybe I have to do it in solidarity though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing it
solidarity.
together. Woo! Woo!
You're both
One's
eating
together.
in that one.
Yes.
Both of you by eating in
Oh,
that
boy.
one. Alrighty. So critical
this
failure,
fight's
critical
over.
failure.
I can only heal one of you. That's a 20 total.
20
I'm
total.
burning the guidance on that.
20 total is a success.
Probably failed. It's a 13.
13's a fail.
21.
21
can
is
still
a
heal you.
bulwarks for the win there. Is going to be a success. So we've got the successes are going to take 4 damage. The failure is going to take 7 damage. The critical failures are going to take 14 damage, and you are prone as
That's not-
these
that's not
things
horrible.
That's not as bad as I
smash
thought
into
it
you.
could
That's not horrible. We'll
I was
take it.
expecting the fight to be over after that, but that's not that bad.
Solidarity over here.
Can't kill
Yeah.
you all now.
Can my shield eat that?
Your
can burn it.
shield is not against area attacks.
Yeah, I
Unfortunately,
didn't
it has
think
to be
so.
direct
That's what I
direct
thought.
attacks.
That's why I didn't use it. but-
I can give you, assuming he is within 15 feet of me, 3
think
resistance to that.
You totally can.
It's damage, so you can just take 3 less.
All right. I like that. I don't
Retributive
have very
strike.
many
The
hit
light of
points,
Saren
so-
Ray shields you from the worst of this ballistic onslaught.
Thanks, buddy.
Drevin calls a foul from the ref.
The pious puppy disagrees.
Corwin.
Yellow flag.
Well, step 1, devise a stratagem. 11 on the die. That
Big
might
decision.
do it.
Are you a Minecraft villager?
That might do it.
No.
Yeah,
Big thoughts.
I'm gonna give it a shot here. He's going to, not with just bow in hand, pull a hand back to his pack and pull out this little, just looks like a stone almost,
Uh-huh.
that has a faint yellow glow inside of it. Shake it and just hurl it at this thing. That is going to be a 21 total.
It's a glow stick.
21 total.
Yes.
You fling this thing through, and it gets right here before, again, that telekinetic wall will stop it, and it will presumably splash against it.
It will do 1 electrical splash damage.
Boom! It kind of bursts into a bullet, singeing him.
I was trying to give him some off guard. With,
And
of lightning.
Nil as well will take 1.
yeah, unfortunately, you take the 1
Oh,
damage
my.
on that.
Splash damage.
I
is the
rely
bitch.
one
Yeah.
time over here. Mm-hmm.
Nah.
You have 1
That's
action
2
left,
actions
sir.
left. Battle medicine, 1
hang
action.
On, you
Swap, pull out bomb.
well, you got a
swap
free
is the
hand.
pull out.
You have a free hand,
Yeah.
so it's pull a bomb, throw a bomb,
Devise.
and devise. Yes, so that's it. Mocker.
Mocker will attempt to get back up since
Oh,
2.
right.
3. Pulls himself back up.
I can't go down like this.
It's a 10 count.
I have to go down swinging.
Come on, Maka, I need your help.
No, he can't go. He can't get me. Come on, let's do this. And I will attempt to go rush at him again.
Give me that acrobatics check, crossing the uneven ground.
I feel like we've crushed enough of this, right? It's starting
An
to pack
entire
down.
roof's
Yeah,
worth
it's
of
Cooking
entire
down. It's cooking down. It's cooking down.
We're getting there slowly.
I'll tell
yeah.
you one thing, Caldum hasn't crushed anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
That's
just
going to
floats
be
across.
a 12.
12, you managed to make it across just barely.
Okay.
She's learning.
Yeah. We
Very
know,
slowly,
GG.
but learning nevertheless.
He's picked up some of the debris, so it's gotten a bit easier.
It's all stuck to his feet.
Do I have to say guidance before I make the roll or after?
It's your next roll, I think.
You can
not
choose
to
what
use
it is, but you have to say before you use it.
Yeah, you gotta use it before you use it, yeah.
And then, Najee. He will once again flash the picture of the outside world and actually let him see the image be reflected in Najee's sword so that the image of what he's missing is actually cutting into him.
He will kind of freeze a little bit as that kind of pops up back in. Not fair, not fair!
That's right! Look at that field! Doesn't it look pretty?
Wow, torture. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
That is a 13 on the die for a total of a 22.
The momentary freeze was the opening you needed. Your blade slashes home.
And we will
Roll damage.
yeah.
Yeah, you roll damage.
Yeah.
Just
That's a
properly
2
roll
on the die, so not great.
weapon.
11.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
11.
it's a 2 on the die. I'm a thaumaturge though, so it's like 30 damage.
Yeah.
It's fine. Whatever. It's all
I don't
good.
care that much.
You slash into this, and a number of these chunks of debris fall down from the cloud. But he kind of rights himself.
And
You have an
then
action left.
Mocker will look at this thing and look at himself. He is cut to bits. I'm going to attempt to drink one of my lesser elixirs of life.
So you're gonna have to spend an action
Oh,
to pull it out.
you still have to pull?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still pull out.
Then in that case, I'm just gonna wait and I'm just gonna attempt to take another hit at him.
Roll for it.
Because you never know, 20s are a thing.
20s are a thing.
No. That is a 13 on the die. It's definitely not gonna
Goes
do
a little
it.
wide. All right, Calbum, you're up.
Calbum is looking around the room, noticing that this bird is doing some serious damage to us. Like
He's been the reigning champion for 534 years.
surprisingly
Yeah.
damaging. And he's gonna roll some cat toys into this dice tray because they're magic missiles. I don't need to roll for anything, so I'm just gonna hit you.
Oh.
There you go.
That's right.
Barrage.
3 is 10 points of force damage.
10
Yeah.
points of force damage. You batter Mr. Beak. Bits of debris falling off of him, feathers coming
right.
off of his wings.
Feline magic.
And he actually kind of tumbles in the air a little bit before managing to right himself.
That's my whole turn.
Dreven.
I'm gonna use guidance
Yep.
to try and walk across the room.
Nice.
It makes it so he doesn't need a 10, he needs a 9.
Give it to me. What you got?
A 9.
It doesn't!
It's a 10
Because of
total.
guidance!
Because of guidance.
That's a 10.
I assume the DC is 11. It's
DC is
50-50.
11.
Oh, no.
Can I just jump across the room?
It's an action.
You could long jump.
Like, can I do that instead of walking? Because that's athletics.
You can't take a 10-foot head start without rolling, but
I don't need a 10-foot head start. I only need to jump 10 feet.
you get less.
You just don't get the bonus.
You just
10.
don't get the bonus drawing. Yeah.
So it'd be whatever his athletics
If you want to
roll is.
take, so I'll let you take back that action to walk across. You
I
can
just
use
jump.
it on the jump.
Yeah.
And that'll let you clear it. You're still gonna land on unsteady ground, but it'll let you clear the ground. It'll let you clear it.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do that.
So instead, jumping, 13, 14.
13, 14 total.
So that'd be 10 feet, because it can't go
10
above.
feet,
Yeah.
jump 10 feet.
Doesn't get
Okay.
to 15.
You're.
Because you can only jump half your speed without a
Yeah, I'll say
wind up.
you can cross and get within melee range. Now I need that acrobatics check to not fall down. I don't know why I'm moving you.
Acrobatics check to not fall down. I fall down and
no.
regrip my
No.
weapon.
Huh?
And regrip my weapon.
And regrip your weapon. All right.
The room is
because
the
I
true
took my hand off
protagonist.
of it like 3 rounds ago and haven't had a reason to regrip it yet.
Fair enough. Nils up.
I'm gonna kind of like find a place where I'm not gonna cut my hands trying to get back up. So I'm gonna get back up and slide one of my hands into like a pocket, and I will start pulling something out of my pocket, and it kind of just keeps coming out, and it's actually
set of
more of
scarves.
a red. It is a red color. It's more of a red and slick, I don't know, surface, kind of gummy texture, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, Macker, you're actually not looking too good. Here.
If anything's disgusting,
It's like, don't worry, it's like a fruit roll-up.
Yikes.
You just need to take the end and then slurp.
we have the worst healers in this group.
I give people candy!
We have the worst heal. You stab them first.
and I make them feel better
Really,
after.
Dreven is the only good dog who does the good healing.
Such a good boy.
Look, I need to gamble.
Listen, I'm a wizard. I can't heal things.
So you spend
not my-
an
not my thing.
action to throw Altamok and Awfulberry.
Yeah, I am. And you have to make
You
a
have
fort
to.
save.
You have to. You don't get a choice in this.
The slurp.
Make a fortitude save for the Awfulberry.
That's a 9, so that's going to be a 16.
16 is exactly level 2 DC. You do not get sickened as you consume this, but you do get some extra health out
You
of
do
it.
get extra
The
health.
foul concoction does seem to be helpful.
Altamok holds his nose.
You can still smell after the salts earlier?
It was only an extra 1 damage, or one health. I mean, health.
You're
not
You're
not Corwin.
It could have been the other die.
That's true. It could have been the 4. So that's a 9 total.
I feel better and worse at the same time.
Yes, you do. Nils got 2 more actions.
Oh well, because I stood up.
Stood up. You got 1 more action.
And then
Unless it's 2 actions, you cast it ahead of time, right?
but yeah, I had the berry.
Right.
But do I like to give it to him though? Would that be
So you have
Take it
to
out
pull the berry and
and
then
then
give it to him. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense. Okay.
sweet?
Alrighty. So, give me a second. Clothespins. are
The only
getting a
issue with the
little bit-
clothespins.
No, I'm not. No issue. None.
None.
None whatsoever. I have no regrets about this.
They are pretty neat though.
And the
I like 'em.
clothespin is also a wrestling move, so it's very timely.
Oh, it's a good
In
point.
with the clothespin. That's a clothesline.
Same thing.
Is
Nah,
it?
it's not actually.
Oh.
If
But
you pin them on the...
there's Corwin, you're up.
No, I'm not.
Nope.
Oh, Snoop, I almost missed him. Yeah,
No,
look
no,
at that.
no.
Yeah,
This is
Corwin.
fine.
Nope.
That's canon. That's
yeah,
canon.
yeah.
That was a canon event.
He got distracted by the clothespin.
He gave up he holds his action.
Again, that phantom hand is going to appear. Except it actually seems to be almost double in size, and kind of like how Dreven was able to just kind of palm and grab Mr. Beak, this phantom hand is going to try to grab Altamok.
Is that a manipulate action?
It is not. It's an attack action, but it is unfortunately a natural 1.
Ooh, Altamok's starting to get a handle on this Beak's.
He's feeling
between
it
the
after
fingers.
his snack.
He's not able to get a grab as you deftly move away from this. And he rears back and he pecks down at you.
The Mocker won too.
Ooh, we rolled pretty good on that one. Let's see, what is
What's
that?
the
That's going to
penalty?
be a 26.
That will absolutely hit me.
And you'll take 3 less damage from this as a hammer from below swings up through the debris.
Hey, retributive strike. You'll only take because I guess he doesn't. It's just a little beak. You take 2 damage.
Woo!
The retributive
23
strike.
to hit.
23 to hit. It's a near thing. You see the little force field pop up, but it's just a bit too late. You feel your hammer slowed, but not enough, and you clack into it.
Driving out of nowhere with a steel chair.
With the steel chair!
21 because I'm prone.
Oh,
The force field stops.
Wait,
it.
didn't you
You're
grab
being
both hands?
honest. That doesn't matter.
I'm
He's
prone.
he's prone.
Yeah. He fell and he's prone. All right.
But Mr. B catches the steel chair.
Yeah, exactly. It's like like sees it at the last minute, and that force field blocks it.
Is Mr. Beak flanked?
No.
Mr. Beak is not
No, he's
flanked.
not
No,
flanked.
people
Just
are
trying
out
to
of
get you that hit.
Yeah, no.
I just jumped to where I could get to, so.
And he rears back with that peck, and the last thing he's going to do is he's going to kind of move his little wings in a sweeping motion to try to shove you away. But that's gonna be like a 12,
No,
though. That
not
meant that
even.
multiple attack penalty is pretty bad.
It
Nope.
adds up.
Alrighty, Corwin.
Well, first action. Can I hit this guy? That's a lot of debris in the way, and arrows are very easy to knock out of the air.
Very easy knock out of the air, yeah.
It's a 12 on the die.
Feeling lucky.
Well, I know a 21 doesn't hit. So,
Investigator things. He's learning.
He's a learning computer.
that guaranteed will not hit. Unless I get in with my sword.
Unless you can figure something else to do
If I
with
get in
that.
with my sword, it will hit.
Well, there you go. Investigator things. You know. You see the path forward, but are you brave enough to take it?
He's brave. He's mighty.
Oh,
I'm also very injured. I do not have a lot of health right now. I have not healed myself. But yeah, I gotta take this swing. Gonna move up to him.
All right, I'll let you move into flanking position, actually, if you are able to stride up, because Nil is still there and Mocker is still there.
Acrobatics, I assume.
Acrobatics.
Not bad at this. Yep, that's 10 on the die plus 6, 16.
Successfully cross into
Get myself
flanking
moved up.
position.
Now let's not roll snake eyes this time. As just
Yeah.
go up, just dive between all this debris,
Yep,
get under,
you
and just
see the opening.
sword up.
What's the total? Grand total? 21, you said?
22, because the sword has a +1 rune,
Perfect.
and against flat-footed.
Flanking.
And against flat-footed because you got into flanking position. Oh, who are you flanking with, by the way? Nil or Dreven or Mocker?
I'll give it to Mocker.
Just
He's on the ground.
Literally it's almost surrounding.
Yeah.
this
Get the
thing.
cousin back to back going.
There you go.
Max and min on those, so that's going to be 7 plus. Let's see. I think it's just. Yeah, I don't have any strength on it, so that's just 7 damage.
7 damage?
Yeah.
All
No
right, you
strength
managed
modifier.
to go and knock a chunk off of him. More of the debris is falling off. Mr. Beak is starting to flounder. Mocker.
I can help you out again next turn, cuz, if you're still feeling bad, but I need a sec for myself.
it's an Elvash team sandwich.
Oh, that was a terrible wrestling move.
Not sure I'm comfortable with that.
As
You're not an Elvashti!
well, Menhemez sandwich.
It just doesn't have the same ring.
Mahenishti said
It's a Rose
Look,
Guard.
we can
it's a
workshop
Rose
it
Guard
later.
Club. It's a Rose Guard club.
There we go.
There you go.
The Rose Guard maneuver. All right, so Mocker will come and he will kind of get into like a little bit of a boxing like 1-2 on his feet, and he'll off guard him and he'll come in from the side.
Can you catch it? He sees it.
He sees it.
He kind of bounces a little bit. He's waiting for it. Here it comes.
Ooh, that's only going to be a 17.
17.
Mocker is kind of gets a little bit off-footed on the uneven ground.
Misjudge the distance, missing the attack.
Second
action.
Attempt to go in and see if he can once again try to grab this thing long enough for somebody to get its hands on it.
Oh, he's trying. Go for that. You gotta take your multiple attack
that's
penalties.
fine.
-5.
I feel lucky.
Oh, let's see. Let's see how lucky he is.
Burb. That's a 16 on the die. -5 is an 11. +7 is an 18. Flanked.
An 18 flanking. I don't think this flanking makes it easier to
Just
grab
AC.
you.
Grab? Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah,
okay.
it doesn't.
Just AC.
18. You manage to get your hands on him, and then you feel not again, and a pulse will push you away. One action left.
Do it again. Do it.
Fist for the 20.
If you want,
Put him in a jar.
because
Put him
you
in a
are
jar.
engaged with him, if you want to step to change who you're giving your flanking benefit to, I'll let you do it.
I will step to try to give it to Drevin to make it a little bit easier for him if he can get up.
All right,
We're
sounds
doing the
good.
flank dance.
Corwin
flank
is.
dance.
I have all 3 statuses.
Oh, the
No!
time has come.
That was really why I wanted you to do that, just for the spectacle.
I love it. I love it.
We got to get the tower and fully block Nick's face.
That's it. That's it. All right, and that is your 3rd action. Calbum, you're up.
Oh crap! I was so engaged with what was happening. I was like watching.
You were
this,
like,
this
"Good
is
job,
great."
guys,
I was
good
looking
job,
at
guys.
my own token on the thing,
Yeah.
like not
You're like,
even
who's
paying
that
attention.
nerd? What's
Yeah.
going
Calvin
on?
leaves the
gosh.
ring and gets in the stands holding up a
So-
sign.
So sorry, guys. I apologize. Oh my gosh, I feel like an idiot. All right. Do I have to
Brings
roll
out a
for
chair,
that?
throws it into the ring.
Do a spell attack. Okay. Yes.
Spell attack.
Huzzah! Oh, that's pretty good. It's 27. A little piece of the debris from the ground floats up and then fires at him very quickly.
Boom! You see the shockwave as it moves through
yeah.
the cloud of debris surrounding him.
For-
Solid hit.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Is that a? That's not a crit.
Solid hit. Yeah.
Max damage too. So
You don't crit, Mr. Beak, in his
That's
own
10 damage.
10
Big old
damage.
smack.
Damn!
Nick, I would like to let you know that you have just cursed yourself for what is about to happen to this poor bird.
And I cast shield on myself and I finish my round, so he
Well,
can do
why
whatever
don't
he's about to
you
do.
tell me what happens?
Yeah.
This is
So
important.
the little piece of debris actually fires and it like pinballs off of all of the debris that's surrounding him, and somehow during that pinball, all of those debris that are around him hit him on all the extremities, and he has now just a hole in his chest where his heart used to be.
Oh.
And he falls to the ground.
His little puppet heart.
No.
And
Can I
Mr.
roll to
Beak,
catch him?
Mr. Beak, pierced by everything, will fall right in front of Nil,
In a jar.
actually. And he'll kind of flop over as he falls, landing kind of face down, the beak kind of just plop as his battered little puppet body, the debris all falls down. And Nil can see on his back, underneath where his wings were, is a little pinkish glowing gem. It's not actually that little, it's pretty sizable. Still kind of pulsing with light, embedded in the back of this doll.
Nil, it's a construct. It's a soul gem.
And
So you're saying I need just the chest and not the head?
I mean, the head you can take. I just wouldn't be damaging that if we want to figure out what it does.
The spirit is what's in the gem, not the head. The head is just, it's nothing.
Take the head, take the gem, make it stop moving.
Put the whole thing in a jar.
Great.
I think you can
I
break
like it.
those.
Well, you never know. Do you have any impenetrable jars on you?
No, I actually don't carry those around with me, strangely enough.
you could get regular jars. It's probably in your supply package.
Just pop the arms and legs off.
I'll attempt to put it in a jar.
You could probably pry the gem out of the doll.
I'm
and
gonna
then
try
it would be
that.
Probably safe.
I'm gonna pry the gem out of the doll.
Wait, but is it gonna? Are we still gonna have the person I want to talk to this
We'll find something to put them in that isn't a violent doll.
like
I
the
think
head?
Like a
I'm,
jar.
I'm with Cuz on this,
jar.
actually.
We'll figure it out.
Jar
Just
is
give
the
it a sec.
solution.
The jar can't talk.
I've got a fish.
You do have a fish, actually. Maybe you might be able to figure out a way to make that work. If you want to, you will spend some time to pry this little soul gem out. If
Think-
ever
Think. think.
If ever, oh, use a knife. And it goes, pop it out. If ever there was people more deserving of level 3,
Oh.
I can't
Oh,
think
yeah.
Hey.
of winning the massive cage fight against Mr. Beak.
What was our
the
prize pool?
champion of Gauntlet, 534 years running. I cannot think of anyone better for Mr.
And
Beak.
he
We're
got
gonna
brought
do-
down. He got brought down by the tiny dude.
by the
Yeah.
tiny dude.
Tiny
Mark-
dude versus tiny dude.
That's it.
Cousin, I
That's
told
it.
you we should have put money on Calbum.
You'd be so rich right now.
I could have paid off my debts.
Although if you had put it on Calvin, chances are he wouldn't have survived because that's just the way your bets go.
Yeah.
Don't
Thank you for not having
curse me.
bet.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to do a midstream level over the break. Everyone's level 3 now.
Oh,
And
dear.
we will see you guys back in about 10 minutes. Stretch your legs, refill your drinks. Thank you very much for joining
Tip your
us.
bartenders, I guess.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Abomination Vaults on the Undeniably Good Time Network. If you're interested in kind of some behind-the-scenes stuff, early release of content, feel free to check out our Patreon. $5 a month gets you access to absolutely everything. And we return to our heroes, victorious. Finally, the champion wrestler of Gauntlet Keep defeated. Why don't we go around the table?
Crowned the new one.
New
is
champion
New
name.
The
champion.
new
We'll
champion.
have to get a belt made when we get back to
Calbum.
town.
It was because of the weight advantage, you see.
We're going to call it the Gnome Dome.
The Gnome Dome, exactly. Why don't we go around the table, reintroduce ourselves?
Well,
Starting over here.
spending some time here after getting pelted with debris and various bits of glass and everything, picking things out of Dreven's fur from falling on the floor repeatedly, is Korona Vashti, our resident field medic and investigator of the party.
The new heavyweight wrestling champion of the Gauntlet is Calbum Vimleybottom,
The swollest gnome.
the swollest of the swole. Of the smole.
The swollest of the small.
swollest
Both of our
smole.
campaigns, the gnome is the strongest character canonically.
Right, baby.
You kind of have a new broom made out of knoll here. Big old 7-foot tall great knoll who got swept across the floor a few times. That's why we're cleaning out all the fur.
Makes sense, makes sense.
I am playing Nil, our dwarven druid. Totally normal. Very realistic viewpoint on reality. And just having a good time trying to, adventure the normal style.
Calvin agrees with you. It's totally normal.
It's totally normal.
Accurate and normal.
Bird dolls
This
are
is
normal.
why
Everyone
we
carries
get
a
along.
all gnomes, all dwarves carry a bag of viscera around with them wherever they go.
I mean, if they were trying to be efficient with the use of the
Living off
environment-
grid, homie.
Yes.
You got to make use of all of the animals.
Yes.
This is the van life that you don't get to see in the reels. And finally,
Altmok Maka Thorngard, one of the original Rose Guard of the Menhemes line. A totally normal human, who is totally normal, and there is nothing odd about him at all. Really, there isn't, aside
We have
from
such a normal party.
his total normally talking sword that, wants to kill everything.
on the bright side, only you can hear that,
For now.
or whoever happens to pick it up. I mean, it's always that.
Thaumaturge.
Thaumaturge. Just thaumaturge things. All right. Well, Mr. Beak's arena is conquered. Now that you're not in the middle of a vicious fight to the death in a championship cage match, you find that you can carefully step your way across this room without falling down. So certainly something that you can cautiously move around. Of note, aside from the fact that you treating your injuries and resting to kind of patch yourselves back up, you do see, and the soul gem you managed to recover from the back of the fallen body of Mr. Beak. Body, I suppose. There's also a fantastic-looking jeweled spyglass
Yes.
that is in
Right,
a glass
I almost
case.
forgot about that.
I got everyone healed up. You want to see about that gem and I can try and get at that thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
All
if
right.
you
We
some
have
finer
it.
tools, I got a couple, but I'm going to need a few to get that case open.
Checking the gem out. Who wants to check the gem out?
Me. I'm gonna grab the fish
starts kind of like flopping its little fins in the air.
There's like clinking noises where the bones clacking together.
Look at the gem. Look at the fish.
You don't see any obvious way to put it in there.
But
There's
you
a
know,
mouth.
that's never really stopped him before.
Cousin, don't go breaking her fish.
And I'm gonna
Starts
kind of
flapping its tail.
try to reach in and unlikely kind of pretending that they're rubber, just kind of push the bones apart a little and stick the gem in.
All right. So why don't you go and give me an occult roll?
Okay. Can I use my oddity identification?
No, because you're not identifying anything.
Oh.
This is a do you know what you're doing kind of roll.
That is an excellent
With occultism, you never do.
I don't know if this has anything to do with the gauntlet, but if it does, I could toss a clue in.
It doesn't have anything to do with the gauntlet.
Kind of figured. Nil.
That's a 17 on the die
That's
for a
pretty good.
total of a 21.
So you know enough to realize this is never going to work. But you need some sort of the process of soul transference is very technical. You need ritualistic machinery. You need special tools. You need a facility practically to transfer souls between vessels. And you can ritualistically prepare a vessel if you have those tools to receive the soul gem, but you can't just like pick up a fish and stick a gem in it and have the fish now be animated by the soul in the gem. That's not how that works.
It's okay. Altamok prepared for this. He'll go into his bag of esoterica and he'll rifle around
The
in
little
there
fish
for a
skeleton's
bit.
trying to bite you.
That's fine. And I'll pull out a jar that says soul gem ? That's empty, and I'll twist off
You
the top.
pre-labeled that?
And I'll pop. Well, I've been looking for one for quite some time,
I'm
and I
gonna
just
make you spend a
always be
supply for
prepared.
that.
See, we got Nick with the we're putting everything in jars, and he got us with the you're spending supply on every jar.
that's
Can
fine.
Can instead of that, can you put the yellow piece back and can you give me the red piece and I can put it in the mouth?
He wants to put a gem in the fish. Did I put a gem in the fish, Nick?
Well, first off, Scott in South Dakota.
Scott!
I finally made it since I just got off work. Here's a point for Corin and Drevin.
Ooh, nice.
Thank you,
Very
Scott.
nice.
you.
Very nice.
I would have really needed one of those.
By the way,
Pass
Oh,
that.
boy.
I did discover that the hero point that I did not have the card for, but did have on the stream at least, was given to me by Saiyan Fox. So thank you for that.
Nice.
Thank you, Zane
Even though I lost the card, it was a reroll anyway. That's
Yes.
fine.
I got a reroll.
I got to stay in the fight. Get up!
There you
Oh,
go.
nice.
That could have been
That
useful,
seemed- that
depending how
seemed-
Mr. Beak fight went.
Could not have.
They
I
could
got
not.
reckless charge.
What? That seems like a great thing.
That
to
seems like a
have.
great thing for you.
You would think
You
so.
think until you read it.
The,
It's okay. We
well,
don't
I've
need
gotten
it.
this enough times. Can I just read the effect? It's never going to get used.
No.
No.
No one will
Someday.
ever use it.
It's-
Would you like
it's
to
bad.
take it?
No.
I promise you'll regret
No.
it.
No.
It's a reroll card.
Do not be hating
Yeah,
on
no
our hero
poo-pooing.
point
I'm hating on
cards.
this card.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Well, you don't need hero points, I guess. You can just be sad in the corner alone.
Hey, I get plenty of them. That's why I've
Puppy
had this one
whining
4
comes.
I
times.
know. Can you believe this?
I know. But yes, you have a so you want the red supply gem?
Yes.
Dare I?
Please.
Yeah, let's try it.
Please. Okay. Look.
See if you can make that work.
Oh my gosh, it works perfect.
Wow, it actually works really well. I really like that.
Audio only kids, you're missing out.
There is
Oh,
a
wow.
gem in
Wow.
the
Look at
bonefish
that.
mouth.
I
That's
had
beautiful.
no faith, and I was like, it's gonna work perfect. I
That's
don't
some
even know.
solid stuff
Put it in
right
the dice
there.
tray. Give it a close up.
Oh,
Let's put kind of like sideways.
It's gonna be. I have to put it like
There
sideways for
there
it to
you
catch
go.
up
Look
on the
at that.
camera.
That's
I'm
so
not sure.
beautiful. That's
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
pretty
That's
good,
great.
man.
There
Look
we
at
go.
that.
Great. Look at that. Fits perfect.
pretty nice.
All right,
What
cool.
were we doing?
The lure of
Thanks,
riches.
Steph. I don't know.
Basically, what happened is I said you need a facility and tools to be able to make
All
this
right,
work,
yeah.
and then they tried to do it anyway.
Yeah, good.
So,
Yeah.
You can hold it. It's not the spirit's not going to go
That's
anywhere.
true.
You can hold it.
all right,
Jar.
jar. Yes, you have it in a jar. It's kind of.
That's what I told you to do in the first place. Yeah.
While they're doing that, getting at this spyglass.
You get at the spyglass and you kind of take a peek at it, and you're looking for traps, you're looking for magical runes, you're looking for hazards, you're looking for anything that would indicate that if you touch this display case, it will take your fingers off. You check this thing over and it doesn't look like it is. It looks like this was just a normal, regular brass and glass display case.
Open it up.
Yep,
Your bones explode.
there it is.
Briefly kind of look around again. No way this is going to work. Just
Boo!
slowly take it out and get the Indiana Jones boulder on my head.
the whole room.
No,
Wow.
Altamok actually
Huh?
makes that noise behind him to attempt to make him jump.
You're looking at a gem. Yeah.
You're not getting any more of the freaking sweets.
It's okay, I've got her covered. Him covered.
Yeah, you're only getting you get nails from now on only.
Yikes. It's a hell of a trade.
There you go. you lift out this spyglass, and it is impeccably crafted. Jewel encrusted is something that you normally associate with things that are gaudy. But as you look at this, you can see that these aren't just gems that were thrown on here willy-nilly. The pattern of constellations are laid out on the surface of this spyglass. And as you turn it, you can see that the gem focuses. And the craftsmanship and the knowledge that went into this is phenomenal. And you don't know enough about astronomy to know if this is the case as you twist it and see the different focuses change, but you would not put it past the craftsman of this piece that rotating it so that the constellation is on top will actually focus it to perfectly observe that constellation. This is a masterwork and could certainly be sold for a pretty penny.
Would I know if, like, just looking it over, crafting check, figure out if it does anything special beyond just,
Aside
looks good?
from being perfectly magnifying
Like,
light
he's
in the
checking
medieval
essentially,
technology.
this is a, like, this thing has survived years in this place behind this case. Does it have any magic in it? Because the only other thing he's seen pristine in this place was a lighthouse that is magic.
True. You're looking this over, and if there is something about this aside from just phenomenal craftsmanship, and the effort to craft this in such a way is way more expertise than most minor enchantments that you would know of, right?
Like polished glass.
Yeah, it
in
is.
the, like, medieval age.
Yeah, you think that if anyone would be able to fully appreciate this, it would probably be Rin, actually, because you do know that Rin is very much into astrology, and
Yeah,
she
that
could
was
probably figure this out.
Immediate thought, saw constellations. That's for Rin.
But as far as trying to figure out if there's enchantments on it, you don't see anything that would indicate that. Of course, you don't really have the ability to.
Magic.
Calvin might be able to tell.
You want to give this a quick look to see if this thing's magic? If not, I mean, Rin's going to enjoy it either way.
I also have an extraordinary lore astrology check. Is there any missing bits on this?
You have lore astrology?
I do.
Roll it for me.
That is so
It's
on point.
Do you want me to roll it? Or do
I would
want
love you to roll it.
All right.
Why don't you roll it?
That's a 10 on the die for a 21 total.
21 lore astrology. Are you expert?
I am.
Okay.
From background, I believe.
All right.
Yeah.
So you turn this over. It is a phenomenal piece of craftsmanship. That is clearly obvious. What's also clearly obvious to your arcane-trained senses is that there's no active enchantment on this thing. There is something odd about it, though. And as you turn it over, you can see that the constellations, the drawings of the constellations, not drawings, but the crafting of the constellations are very intricate and very put in. But you can see that the constellations all seem to have flaws in them. Not so much an obvious flaw like a missing star, but the diagram around each one, there are flaws in those designs. It could be like a missing eye that wasn't crafted in. It could be a gap in a shoulder. It could be a break in a bowstring. All of these constellations have flaws in them. And as you look in at it, your brain, which has been honed, absolutely honed.
The gnome dome, baby.
Right, the gnome dome has been honed. Ultimate pattern recognition. That is your strength. You see what others miss, and you understand the implications behind them. You can count between 4 and 7 flaws in every single one of these constellations. And you don't know it yet, but you just know there's a pattern.
Of course.
course I know there's a pattern. There's a pattern to everything.
This is what big constellation doesn't want you to know about.
Right. This is what big astrology didn't want you to know.
While I was going on about my my conspiracy theory, we have another hero point for Dirt because everyone is hating on him for speaking his mind.
It's not speaking his mind. We just want to leave the cards to be mysteries.
We're totally hating on him for speaking.
We
his
are
mind.
for sure. He is not. There is no free speech.
Yeah.
That is unreal.
One of the objectively best cards as trade-off for getting
Blast
one of
power?
the worst. Called Foe.
Nice.
I'm coming for you.
I'm coming
for you.
But that does strike you as something odd.
Does it look intentional or is it poor craftsmanship?
No, it absolutely looks intentional. You cannot imagine that he just forgot that this was on here.
ADHD's a hell of a drug. He
Um,
could have forgot.
What if we try lining all the flaws up?
I think the whole... Never mind.
Ultimach will think for a minute, and he'll kind of start thinking through his history. The master that the creature, whatever it was talking about, is he familiar with that as part of any of the legends he was told about the original Rose Guard? I mean, they're old enough.
Man, that is quite a check. However, as I recall, don't you have Lore Roseguard?
I do.
You explicitly have Lore Roseguard. This is why you take backgrounds out of the player's guide, ladies and gentlemen at home. Why don't you give me a Lore Roseguard check?
And Najee has also kind of been poking him about it. Like, there's something about that name.
Roll it.
Well, you're thinking on that, Corwin's just kind of trying to line up all the flaws.
It's really hard to line them up because they're on the same piece of metal. So
So that's a 14 on the die for a total of a 20.
20, huh? Okay. You recognize the name. Dimly in the past, you recognize the name as someone who served Belcora. Way back in the day. Scott in South Dakota. Ultimach's sword is just calling for a point.
He calls his shot 100% of the time. Thank you, Scotty. Hasty block. How apt. It was the best I could do.
If you block with that sword, it's gonna get real mean real
Yeah.
fast.
If I block with
It's
that
a sword. It's used to blocking.
I'm gonna
things.
give myself a concussion.
Fair.
But
Just the in-ear screaming.
so a couple things. First off, you recognize the name as someone who was at least on Belcora's side or worked for Belcora. However, it's really odd that the name would come up now, unless it's like whoever this Volek person is, they have to be dead by now.
Master Volek?
Volek, yes.
I never know how to spell Pathfinder names.
Well, the great thing is that there's
You
no
guess.
spelling test, so you
Volek.
can spell it however you can pronounce it right.
Okay.
I learned that a long time ago. So don't worry about it. You're gonna get the only thing you be guaranteed about is you get it wrong.
So, Master Volek.
Society. What's your society?
I'm sorry. I hunt around in ruins for things.
That's what I thought.
I got society.
I also have society.
I will actually poke you and go, all right, this is going to seem out in left field, but I know you listened in on at least 25% of the lessons that Grandma and Grandpa gave us. Master Volek,
The interesting story ones, at least.
I mean,
I'm good with names.
I know it was one of Belcora's minions, and one of the original ones.
Well, I
Do
mean,
you remember that name? Come on, think. He'll
the
kind
bird
of
was
poke,
yelling about it.
He'll
I
kind
mean,
of poke at his head.
If you want to give me a society check, you certainly may. Drevin also can because he has ears.
Yeah.
I'll clue in Drevin on this, so he'll get a +1 because
Sure.
it's got to do with.
can totally clue in.
I know a lot about this actually.
Is
Do
it
you?
a
A nat 20
A
now?
nat 20 knowledge check.
Mine's a 13.
That was the
plus
nat 20 you should have
9.
rolled on critting that guy.
Yeah, it
Exactly,
was the next
22.
die.
That's
Yep.
what was waiting for Mr. Beak. Was
Yep.
that nat 20 right there?
Yep.
Instead, he came to the Gnome Dome, baby!
Nat 20, 22.
And then I would have used this on him.
You were ready for it. All right, so you both kind of think about it, and you're recalling the stories. You're kind of going through. Yeah, I think I remember Volek being involved, like that name plucking around. Drevin, you've never heard these stories before. However, you do remember hearing the name, And the name that you heard was a story that was told. And the name, you don't think it's the same person, but it's the same name that you remember. And it was the story of a band of drow pirates who would come up sailing out of an underground river to wreak havoc. And the story, of course, involved Serenite paladins and chasing them down. But Volek was the name of the Dark Admiral that was commanding this pirate fleet. So you recognize this name as a drow name. And
Government propaganda.
And you do actually recall Serenite propaganda. I mean, probably, on all honesty, but this name is the name of a drow. Like, in your mind, you're like, oh, it must be a drow. And then Corwin is like, you actually can recall the story that they're talking about, that this was a servant of Belcor. You heard it in the story. But, I mean, like, it's been, like, over 500 years. This guy's got to be dead by now.
I mean, unless he's... I mean, we saw her ghost, so I doubt he's around, but...
Well, now that it's out of the doll, let me see if I can get anything off of it.
Sure.
We loot the spirit.
I'm just going to tell you real fast. It's going to be mad, it's going to be upset, and it's going to be sad. Because that's what the doll was when it was alive.
Those are
Hold my hand.
the same thing.
And almost without it...
That way, if I'm sad, at least I'll be comforted.
Well, certainly...
Just get the
I am
bandages out a
certainly
while.
comforted.
These are... You feel... you definitely feel frustration. You feel anger. Loneliness is crushing.
The vibes are bad.
What's your
Buddy, we'll be your
perception
friend.
modifier?
So with my new, it's gonna be 7.
That's about all you can get.
Okay.
All right.
Can I look around the room?
You can.
I want to see. I want to sniff
lot of
around.
Looking
debris.
around the room, there's a lot of debris, a lot of broken stuff.
Any
but,
like ritual things that could have been a soul thing?
looking around here, it doesn't look like... First off, it's really hard to tell what a lot of the stuff was. It is in terrible shape. But
Any scrolls hidden in walls?
peering behind
Wall chicken?
a collapsed, what appears to be perhaps a bookcase, you can kind of shoulder it aside. You feel a draft. And pushing it aside, you find a set of stairs heading downwards.
Just what I was looking for.
Camp.
Hold on here.
Calvin, this is our moment.
It's always our moment. We talking
Yeah, but
about.
this is a secret set of stairs.
Oh, right.
This is
They
more
don't
than
want you
that.
to know about these stairs.
You know what that means.
Secret stuff.
Cousin. Connect the dots here.
Oh, I'm connected.
He is
Little soul
connected
man.
all the dots.
Soul doll in the crafting workshop. Master's Volek. Volek might have made this thing, or at least stole it. One of the two. This could have been their workshop. Or, if they had someone working for them doing the crafting, whoever's behind that bookcase might be where Volek was. Might be able to find the body. And whatever else they had on them. And if Volek made the doll, that might be where the stuff we need to get that soul gem working is.
Who's the conspiracy theorist in this group?
I'm connecting
Thought it was
dots.
me.
This ain't a conspiracy. This is putting together details.
You know, this is very interesting because I heard what you said and it
Sprinting.
made sense.
There is a sprinting noise. You hear footprints. You hear footsteps like echoing far away.
Plus, doesn't even pay attention. The Osprey folks were over here too. They might have been headed down there or gotten thrown through by Beast or Beak or whatever.
So
You hear a second set of
yeah.
footprints. They're much smaller, but they're running very
Where did Dylan
fast.
Calvin go?
The only difference that I hear coming from your theories and his theories is yours have logic.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how they typically do.
Also,
you
they're
wanna
already in the
point at
basement.
Calvin and like he's just not there.
Yeah.
Just I would point out like they went that way.
We're gonna get him a belt, tell him it's the championship belt, and tie a rope to it.
Should we follow him or let him get captured
A
again?
gray blur.
He's got a belt
kind
at
of
least.
like
We'll find him easy.
passes by you, and you hear very quiet paps down the stair.
No, let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go find them because at the moment, I'm sort of really caught up on the fact that whenever you talk, your lips say a different thing than what I hear, and it's
Because you're listening to the sword at the same time as me.
Oh yeah. Najee, would you please stop talking simultaneously? It makes it very hard to concentrate.
If you stabbed him, he'd stop talking.
Solid logic
That's
from
a
the sword.
great idea.
Solid logic from the sword.
Stow it.
Suit yourself. I get up behind Altamok, touch a sword. Trick trying to tell him to stab me.
You could stab yourself.
Just says it, takes the finger back off of it.
Moving down the stairs, the first thing that comes it is pitch black moving down these stairs.
Dwarf, dark vision.
Well,
Umbral gnome, dark
torch.
vision. Come to the gnome dome, baby. What's up?
as soon as we start walking into the dark of that stairwell, you would see a faint glow coming from the hammer.
I mean,
that
I'm not
carry
going to see
around.
anything. I'm not there.
Well, we all would see
You're
it.
always there. You're
As-
always
We're talking
with
to the
us.
audience, Nick.
Yeah. As a faint glowing symbol of Saren Ray is now present on the striking face
Ooh.
of that hammer. As I am level 3 and a champion, and I took Divine Ally weapon.
It glows brightly enough that you can tell where it is in the darkness.
Is it like a
Does
maker's?
not-
Is it like a maker's mark? So every time you like pound something, it just.
Basically, the way it works is
Just like that, actually.
Yeah,
It's great.
It makes
But I
that
choose a
sound.
weapon, and the weapon has a soul in it, and I can hit people with it, and it does things.
Now we have two.
I can choose
talking
my teeth
swords.
too. Mine doesn't talk.
It doesn't talk now.
Thankfully.
But
It judges
the second
silently.
thing that you notice, and this is you'll have to pull out torches
I'll have
and
one
light
in hand.
sources to go and make your way down. The second thing you'll notice is that there is a sort of almost cloying miasma as you move down here. Almost like you can, even with your dark vision, you can almost see it. Like there are wisps of blackness that you're having to kind of push your way through that kind of limits what you can feel, what you can see.
The ambience.
You are able to pull out some
Sport.
sage out of your pack, light it with some fire, and move it in a kind of a circular motion, dispelling the miasma temporarily.
Why would we want to do
simple
that?
charm that you're able to go.
Sport calls it a meowsma.
A miasma.
I need to add a rim shot. Just put to the soundboard.
But with the expenditure of some supply, you are able to banish this miasma.
Why would we ever want?
Well, I mean, you
It
could bump
ban-
things
because-
if you want to.
Dying.
It adds a certain je ne sais quoi.
That's the point. You
I don't
don't
think
know.
you did that right.
It's-
Oh, that's what that means. I have never paid attention to what that means. I was like,
High
yeah, I
school
just-
French, baby.
Yeah, I was
Je
like-
ne sais quoi.
I was like,
I know
I
what
didn't
that
really
means.
think that was I didn't think it was a real word.
It
in
literally
French.
means I don't know what. It's there's right
was-
there with omelette du fromage.
I was always just going with the vibes. I was like, I get it. It's fine.
Oh, English.
I took Spanish in high school. It's fine.
Our language is an abomination.
Alrighty. Yes, you're able to, with expending some supply, you're able to push back the miasma to make your way down.
I'll go looking for my small, weaker friends to make sure that they don't.
All weaker friends.
Yeah.
That's what we're labeled as.
Calvin is suddenly
This is
realizing
the
that he
wrestling champion.
Right. Calvin is realizing that his bravado has gotten the best of him, and he is now almost in the lead of the group. This is a bad idea.
Let them. They'll
Well,
learn.
you come down into an area where it is dark, it is musty, it has not been disturbed for a very long time. But what it is clean.
Feels like
It
a
is
cave.
undisturbed. It is not collapsed. It's a welcome difference. It's dry and musty. There's a lot of creaking as you move around down here. Floorboards, which are also dried out, audibly creak as you step through here.
Oh, we're still in like a building.
yeah, you're in
we
the
went
basement.
downstairs.
You
I
went
don't
downstairs.
listen, guys. I don't know how. I thought we went through a secret door. We're in a cave. That was where my brain went.
We didn't realize. I thought it was going to be like stone floors.
Well, unfortunately, you're it disappointed as you
I
move
am
down.
not
Oh, it's a-
disappointed.
It's exactly what I
at all.
expected.
No, yeah, I
Just-
am not
just
at
what I was
all
looking for.
disappointed. This is extremely cool.
It's Grandma Menjimen's boudoir.
And
I don't think
well,
we're not.
Speaking of
no.
boudoir, actually, you're not far off because looking around, there's some doors that are open, and peering through, you can see that there are bedchambers down here. It appears that the people who worked above slept down here.
I was worried about that.
Nah, that's exactly what they want you to be worried about.
These
though.
people have to sleep.
I'd
Just
rather-
as I was afraid of.
I'd rather the rooms be empty than we having, folks in here. Plus, it's much easier to get through. We don't pay them much mind.
Look,
They're servants' quarters.
It's all a ruse. These ain't sleeping quarters, though. These is where they kept their experiments. That's where
That's
they're
a
gonna keep
bed.
us.
if there's one thing I know about this place, it's that the people who occupied them were
Evil?
not very nice. We should perhaps be
You can call them evil.
ready.
Looking through here, let's do some exploration activities. What do we got?
Sniffing.
Recalling knowledge.
Recalling knowledge. All right.
Searching.
I'll also.
I have scent.
I know.
Search and
I'm detecting magic.
detecting magic and
Searching.
searching.
Me and
So you
Noah
said
searching.
searching. Did you mean scouting?
No, I'm actually searching.
You're
this time,
actually
because
searching.
I'm looking for the evidence
Perception.
of this experimentation going on about these captives. Probably,
gotcha,
maybe
gotcha.
or maybe
I'll
not. I don't
probably be
know.
recalling knowledge.
Probably be recalling knowledge. Okay. You're going to be looking through these rooms. The torchlight, and those of you who need the torchlight, illuminating the surroundings with this gloom that gets pushed back. You can see that there are two rooms here, one of which is a bit larger, very sparse, Spartan almost. It's not so much the person was poor, they just did not really care about ornamentation. And looking through this bedroom, you can find the bed is actually full-size bed. The mattress is in awful shape. Even in a dry environment, it's been centuries. But you will find a folded piece of paper on the side of the nightstand. And if you open it, you will find it is a list of what appear to be titles. And the titles of the books are What the Worm Knows, Grave Feasts, grave spelled like the grave you dig,
Oh, these are excellent titles.
and
Oh my gosh.
Secrets of the Skull. Those
Oh
are
my
literally
gosh,
the
these are the
names
best
of the
names.
books. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
so
Mill,
excited.
you want to get your hands on these books.
Secrets of the Skull, and what was the middle one?
Grave Feasts. You think Nil may very well have written this list. If you hadn't just found it here, you would not be surprised. The hand it is written in is very precise. It is handwritten, but the letters are perfectly even. You would think that the person who did this was like a scribe by trade, how precise the lettering is. It is no nonsense. It is like, if any of you, actually, you know what? And psychological analysis through handwriting would totally be the type of bunk that Ultimach would be all about.
100% consider this a sign of sociopathy, but let me take a gander
No,
at it.
you don't have to take a gander. You just get, totally, total sign of sociopathy. That's this type of person that this was.
This person was an avowed psychopath. Clearly, no emotions, no ability to feel empathy.
I mean, I would have just guessed that from the room. It's got a bed and a table.
In contrast
That's
to
about it.
the handwritten print of the book list, at the bottom is a very different set of scribing. This one is a very flowing feminine hand, and the and as opposed to simply being just a list of book titles, this one says, "Transcription will take months, but I'll try to have these books back to you as soon as possible, my beloved." And it is flourished as it is written. You can almost feel in your mind, with your psychological analysis of handwriting, the dwelling is almost an infatuation. It conveys that.
Please let me see her measurements. Please let me see her measurements. Please let me see her measurements.
You will feel it is not signed, no. But you will feel it's not a formal letter, it's just like an inter-office memo, effectively. You will feel a couple of things. You will feel the barest hint of that infatuation, that adoration. But in addition to it, there'll be sort of a veneer of indifference along with it as well.
So is this how people feel about me? He'll think to himself carefully.
Thinking back to all of the love letters you've received, which as a ruin delver has not been many.
Very handsome ruin delver, so more than most.
That's true. More than most ruin delvers.
So, what is this list? Maybe we can take a look around and see if we can find some of these books or who
Yes.
wrote this letter.
I mean, if we find a library or something, but I mean, I don't see them in here, so they either took them with them or they never got them back.
I'm gonna look under the covers.
I'm gonna look under the mattress because you know where that's all the good stuff.
That's where you keep your money.
So you
That's what I'm
toss
talking
this
about.
room, and it seems that the Spartan nature of the room was not just on the surface. There is literally nothing here. You would think that this tells a story of the guy who would come here, he would sleep, and then he would get up and he'd go somewhere else. You don't think he spent any time in this room that wasn't going to be unconscious or being unconscious. That was all this room was used for.
Drevin, do you smell anything odd?
Must.
Nothing outside of what I already smelled.
All right. I guess let's move on then.
Someone's
How many rooms are down
Basement.
There's you can see 3, and then there's a closed door. A casual try of the door will reveal it to be locked. The second open door you push into is much smaller. The bed in there is no better in condition, but is also fairly small. It would be about size perfect for a gnome, actually, or a similarly statured creature. A very large,
cost effective.
very large pillow, though, which is also in terrible shape.
I do
There
have
are,
a lockpick for the door.
I got it.
I imagine the person. Wait, do you have a lockpick for the door?
Yeah.
I mean,
That
do you?
not-
Hammer.
Yes.
Yeah.
We want to be able to close it in case something's in there we don't want coming for us.
You
Take your time.
You check out the this room. There is decor here. You can see some knickknacks laying about. You can see some other types of, it looks like there's like a painting or drawing on the wall. Not really like elaborately framed, just kind of stuck up onto the wall. There's wood paneling here. You're underground, but the walls are wood paneled. So you can hang things into them fairly easily. It looks like this wasn't designed to be some dismal dungeon. This was designed to be a place that you would live in, and so the place is finished. This looks like it was lived in. And you seekers can go ahead and give me a perception check.
13.
13.
28.
28.
He's detecting magic.
I was looking at our...
Were you seeking?
I'm recalling
No,
knowledge.
recall.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're both
sorry.
recalling knowledge.
You're both
There's only
recalling.
us two.
So you will...
You don't want me seeking.
You will, so you toss the, you can flip the mattress, right? You flip the mattress, you start looking under there, and you actually do find kind of like a sheaf of papers, and you read through them, and there are kind of a collection of writings, and they are stories. It looks like this is like bedtime reading, and it just kind of stashed it under this mattress, whoever this guy was living here. And you see things that are in Goblin, and you will see some things that are in Undercommon, and you will see some things that are in the spidery runes of Aklo, of all things, which you can't quite puzzle out just yet, but you're not really sure who would write this type of novel, and there's some in the common tongue as well, but like in Aklo, what would an Aklo novel sound like? You're not really sure, but you apparently, if the common vein carries through all of them, you have one. In particular, this also would imply that whoever was in this room was apparently quite multilingual.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Corwin, while Nil is distracted with papers under the bed, you actually look around and see a loose brick in the wall, kind of peeling it out there, and it's low. It's quite low. You kind of have to peel it out. It's the wood paneling kind of stops to create sort of a threshold at the bottom, and you pull this out, and behind you find a hidden stash. And there is there's some bits and bobs in here, some of which appear to be quite valuable. You find a shard of jade, which could probably fetch a pretty penny back in Otari. You find what it looks like originally like a worry stone, but when you pick it up, it's slick. Like it's slippery. Not like greasy, but it's almost like you're...
Like wet moss kind of vibe?
No, I wouldn't even say that. I would say if you kind of like something was coated in olive oil, but it doesn't leave a slick on your fingers just slide off of it smoothly. It looks like it was used as a worry stone. like someone would just pocket it and you kind of just mess with it.
They worried a lot.
The original fidget spinner, effectively. But flipping it over, you see, surprisingly, there's actually a rune carved on the back of this stone, which seems to have some sort of magical properties to it.
You might even say that is a rune stone.
You could even say that. I mean, if you wanted to put the cart before the horse, as it were. And the other thing you find is tucked way in the back is a statuette of two succubi entwined in a fairly indecent manner, carved entirely out of silver. This was forged. It seems to be quite valuable, a fine piece of work, if a bit indecent. Parts of it have been rubbed to shininess.
I know just the lady who probably will not mind that.
This is
since it's
absolutely
made out of silver.
This is absolutely a teenager's room. There's a book stashed under the mattress, like a magazine, and then an indecent statue hidden away where his parents can't see it in the back of the closet. This is a teenager's room.
Just set that all into the bag and hey, Calvin.
Hey, we got raided!
Oh,
Yay!
White Carnation Adventures raided us with 8 raiders. Thank you all. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Calvin, you want to give me a hand
What a
here
good
real
scene.
quick? Before we start going, rune.
Yeah.
Might make something, well, don't know how useful it's going to be, but could turn out to be something helpful.
Did you take quick identify?
I did.
Give me a quick, I guess I get to roll it.
Yeah.
That
I'll
is a rock,
aid.
good sir.
What's your Arcana?
Plus 11.
Plus 11,
Oh
and
my
you're aiding?
gosh.
Yeah.
Did you mess it up?
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, you should.
Arcana, crafting.
Arcana.
If I can do crafting on runestones, right?
I think you can.
It's
sure.
the same modifier.
Go for it.
So, didn't make it worse.
Did not make it worse. Okay, perfect. You look at this thing, and what you see as this rune stone, at first this looks like the type of a rune that you could go and carve into armor to give it a property. But as you look at it, you can see that there's actually a flaw in this. What you would do in this is you could actually embed this into an object or into any type of... you could embed this onto a door. You could embed this onto an object you want to make secure. You could embed this onto a floor, and it would create a sort of a similarly slick surface. It looks like a rune that was originally designed to be an armor rune that was not properly crafted and therefore wouldn't take on armor. And so this is kind of what it's being used for now.
It's the Stone of Slickness.
So the flaw in this looks unintentional, whereas the flaws in the spyglass definitely intentional.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If you ever you were say maybe you were familiar with and this is like in real life, if you're familiar with certain indigenous cultures, when they weave rugs, would deliberately weave an imperfection into it as sort of like an homage to human imperfection. It looks deliberate like that, as opposed to this just looks like someone tried to make a slick rune and screwed it up.
Yeah. Yeah, this ain't not very well made, but I bet it'll make things slippery.
I mean, I'll see if it ain't gonna be much use. But what would you put on a door for?
If you wanted
Maybe
to keep somebody out for an extra moment.
The door is gonna be extra slippery.
Oh my
I mean,
God, this is such a teenager. This is such a teenager's room.
Put it on some stairs.
He puts it on the doorknob to keep it slick so his mom doesn't get in or something. Like, oh my gosh.
So he has a couple
away,
extra
Mom.
minutes.
Look, we'll figure it out.
He only needs
Either
a short
way,
amount of time.
it's magic. Yin will probably take it off our hands for some cash.
All right, before this goes any lower, we should probably...
There's a couple rooms you haven't checked out yet. There's one where it's another door. It's slightly ajar, and then of course there's that locked one that Dreven is just licking his chops, wanting to smash it down.
Let's make sure nothing. I mean, door's cracked open, so it could be something in there.
Door's ajar? Does it have a spirit in it?
No, the door's not ajar. The door's a door.
Do I smell anything in the slightly opened door?
Slightly open door. You again smell this sort of musky kind of scent kind of coming off of it, kind of coming out. There is something else that's kind of like twitching your nose. The barest hint of ozone is kind of coming out of there, but that's about all you can smell without having to open the door.
It's a different smell.
Might be something in there.
All right,
Worth checking. That way, it don't come around behind us.
Here we go.
stay
And I'm
back.
just going to barge through the door.
Barge through the door. So looking in here, this room is not a bedroom. This room...
Any room's a bedroom if you try hard enough.
Put a bed in it.
I mean, kind of, maybe. You have to put a bed in it and take other stuff out. But this room is going to house the entirety of this room is taken up by a massive machine. And this machine it looks absolutely vile. It looks like something out of the Saw movies. It is a table that looks with manacles and braces that appear to be designed to hold something, probably a person down. There is a spike in the cranial area that is attached to these arms and tubes that all move over. There are a variety of wrought iron levers and gears that are moving about that aren't moving right now, but the whole machine looks absolutely vile.
See, Neil, I told
Yes?
you they were doing experiments down here.
Professor, does this look like something you might use to make a soul stone out of?
Well, you might be able to tell that. However, there is something that is more distracting at the moment. Is strapped into this machine is a sort of desiccated husk of a long creature of some sort.
Way to bury the lead, DM. There's a giant machine. Oh, yeah, and also there's like a thing strapped into the
Yeah, I
machine.
don't know why descriptions always work that way, because if I describe the creature first, and then all the tension just goes away when I say, and
fair.
by the way, the walls are painted toad, and
Yeah.
there are 3 chairs
Are
that
the
look
walls
like they
painted
could be
toad?
comfortable to sit in.
Which chair looks the most comfortable?
It just goes away. The chair, the machine chair, it actually looks so nicely padded.
But it's got a spike in the head.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that bit. No chair's perfect.
Is it like a matrix spike that goes into the back of the head or the top of the head?
It looks like it would go right into the ground.
If we arrange the chairs perfectly in the room.
But this
Stack the chairs.
this horrifying sight greets you. Kind of staring at it from the outside of the room, you aren't entirely sure what to make of it. But if you
I'm going
want
to feel
to
very,
give
very
me
regretful.
a check.
Do you
I'm
recall
I'm
knowledge?
recalling knowledge, and I'm
Alrighty.
scrying.
From a distance, medicine check the body?
The thing is desiccated
spike
and
in the
long
head.
I just
dead.
want to see what it is.
Long dead. Medicine ain't gonna give you nothing, but it's long dead.
But tell me how it died.
What do you
Give
want for
me.
recall?
I'll let you do occultism, arcana, religion. Actually, you can use any of the spell checks. Esoteric lore is not. You can use esoteric lore if you wanted to.
Okay.
I'll do
I'm-
religion.
I'm
do
now
religion?
an expert in esoteric lore,
Well,
so
hey,
I'm an expert in religion.
there
I'm
you go.
gonna change my lead.
Change your lead.
Yeah. From the Gauntlet to Master Volek.
Okay.
This is not religious.
that's going to be a 12 on the die. So I'm at a plus 10 for a total of a 22.
22. All right, so from an esoteric lore standpoint, this machine does not look like it's involved with soul transference. Not that you can figure out. However, one thing that you can see about this machine is there is a shiny black onyx that is set into the apparatus and arrangement that would apparently drive a spike into the crown of whoever happened to be strapped into this thing. And this onyx, first off, looks big old piece of onyx. It's probably saleable and quite valuable, but you would be able to piece together that this machine was designed to facilitate the creation of undead when used in conjunction with a ritual to create that. It would make it easier. And in fact, apparently would allow the power, the necromantic power contained within this onyx, or at least sympathetically linked to it, to be able to be used much more efficiently.
Things from making the dead?
Well, it's not that it does it, it's that it assists it. It in of itself does not do it. You need the ritual.
Sounds
But-
like we take it apart either way.
What?
If it's helping make undead,
Yeah,
get
this
rid of it.
machine's gotta go.
I think we can just take the gem out of it. Then it's just
Honestly,
Metal.
yes, if you...
That seems oddly targeted to the gem. I
Yes,
don't know. Maybe you
extremely.
have
That's-
ulterior motives
The
instead of
gem's
just.
gotta go.
Well, he's doing it for the wrong reasons.
Look,
But
Jevin,
dear, look.
lift me up there.
If
I'll get to
we
it.
take that gem,
Here,
we
hand you a
can use
crowbar.
it to purchase all sorts of
wanna
parts and
crack the gem.
interesting
I think
things
we're
that are
done.
much more.
Money.
What I'm saying is, you have so many
boost
things
me
that
up. I
you
got
want to
tools for
do.
it.
We need to be able to fund your experiments.
And as Corn goes up there with his, I guess, not the crowbar, going with thieves' tools.
He's going up
smaller
with this
chisels.
thin knife and try and pry it out.
You reach up there. The corpse that's strapped into this thing twitches and lashes out at you.
Oh, Drevin!
And we have some initiative to be rolled.
This is your area.
I'm gonna use athletics
Oh,
because I'm lifting him
I'm
up
so excited.
to take the gem out.
It's 28. I'm very excited for this. This is awesome.
28. Yeah, Nil is ready for it, man.
Got a 25 myself.
I'm a hero point that initiative. I don't want to get bit. I don't know what this thing is. It's corpse. I don't want to get corpse bite. That's much better. No one's scouting.
My initiative now being incredible as it is. That's a 14 on the die for a 23.
Goodness gracious, look how fast y'all are.
It's like
We're
the
excited.
opposite of
I mean,
the
I
last
just
fight.
rolled a 19.
Oh, well, that'll do it too.
Yeah, I rolled an 18.
Well,
Thanks to a hero point from Scott in South Dakota, that's going to get me from a 5 on the die to an 11, which is
Money.
going to bring me to a 23 total.
which one of you 23s want to go first?
I want to get away from this thing.
Sure. He can go first.
Calvin goes last. I rolled a 3 on the die.
Okay, fair enough.
As it was foretold.
So the first thing that
knew
happens
this was
That's
gonna happen.
gross.
is that this thing, this desiccated flesh mound rears up, its mouth opens into a maw lined with teeth, and it strikes out at Corwin
Like a lamprey.
for a 21 to hit.
That's going to hit.
You know what they say, more money, more problems.
Nah. Is that money?
Alrighty, so that's gonna be 17 damage,
Ow.
and it
Oh.
latches onto you.
Ooh,
You are
That's-
grabbed.
son.
It's
What's Nil want to do?
Nil is actually going to look over at Drevin.
I'm smashing it.
Okay. Good work. Okay, good plan. Good plan. And I'm going to wait for him to go first. Drevin's gonna go first.
Delay.
Delay, what's Drevin doing?
Recall knowledge first, because I was doing that.
Religion, what you got?
I have a +8.
Plus what?
+8, and I'm expert now.
Plus 8 and expert. Alrighty. So this thing was at one point some sort of massive leech. However, it seems that one of the previous occupants of this area captured it, either killed it or, well, obviously killed it, but this thing is dead. And in fact, apparently it was used by this machine to create an undead version of this leech. And as it latches onto Corwin, it's starting to drain his blood, and you can almost see the creature start to reinvigorate itself. It seems that this thing is an undead, reanimated leech that is trying to drain the blood out of whoever it can get hold of.
Can I shove it to break the grapple?
I don't think you can do that.
Well, then I'm just gonna kill it.
It also seems to be a part of the machine. It's actually like it's still strapped into the machine. It's just latched onto Corwin.
That's not gonna stop me from using a hammer.
Go for it.
Seems to be only mostly dead.
And just bringing back a nice big overhand swing, making sure that that emblazoned symbol of Saren Ray is what strikes this thing.
Oh, it's awful looking.
Why? Give me some warning on that.
Just came up on screen. It's so awful looking.
There is.
That's a 24.
A 24. You solidly smash into this.
Does a disrupting rune trigger?
It's undead.
Which
That
is
works on undead, right?
Undead take an additional d6
It
of positive.
absolutely does work.
I think
Immediate
there is
value.
art for this in the book. It should be in the.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is it in there? Well, I mean, this works.
And this will take
It's what's on the card.
11 damage.
11 damage. You with a sickening thump, your warhammer smashes into this thing, and pulls out, and this thing doesn't even seem to notice.
Doing it again.
Go for it.
That is a 2 on the die, and will be immediately re-rolled with my free re-roll.
From?
I didn't write that one down because I
Write
was
'em down.
disappointed
Scott,
about
South
the
Dakota!
call. No,
Yeah, it was Scott.
No,
Scott
this
is
is Scott.
That's Scott.
I think both of them.
Then it was probably Saiyan Fox, I believe.
Yeah, the other
Yes.
one was saying.
Don't remember.
Did you
Either
use
way.
Scott's immediately?
No, I have it right here.
Oh.
And re-rolling that 2 into a 14 for a 21.
21. You will hit again.
Another D12 and another D6 because killing undead is what I do best. And that will be 10 damage.
Again, you smash into this to try to free your friend, but it is incredibly resilient and does not seem to mind what one bit. And you had to move up to your range.
Okay. Sweet. I will come back in. Kind of noticing this almost like leeching effect that Derp is having to the undead. I'm also going to try and channel a similar effect in a very different way.
Okay.
It's
It's never the same way with
Yes,
you.
yes. Well, he's basically like righteous, like this is undead and this is cursed.
Yep.
And I would like to steal the undeadness out of it.
That's my cursed energy, thank you very much.
Give me your bad blood.
So I am going to cast Disrupt Undead as well.
Okay.
But I am for very different ways of going about it,
Sure.
basically.
Mine is
So-
hitting, yours is absorbing.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
The magical version of admiration.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So-
Well, go ahead. I believe Disrupt Undead is
You have a fort save.
4 save. What range? What's the range on it?
30 feet.
30 feet. You can hit it right from where you are. It's got itself a Fortitude save, which it's not going to do too great with that. A 15.
Okay, perfect. So then I deal. Oh, not much, but it is 1d6 plus my spellcasting modifier, which
That's a cantrip, right?
yes.
We just went up.
Yeah, we went up a level.
Should be 2d6 now.
Should be
You have
2d6 now.
another spell level.
Oh,
Because we're level 3.
sweet. So that is 7. I'm new to
Wisdom.
casting things. Wisdom. That is what okay. Plus 3. So
10.
10.
That's a solid hit. It hit as hard as that Warhammer did.
Sweet. And then, I guess as my third action, I am going to Mocker, go for it. This one's exciting.
Is that a guidance?
Yes.
Lovely.
Corwin, you are have this thing's fangs in you, and it does not feel good.
Step 1, attempt to escape. I don't like being grabbed by teeth.
Give me an athletics check.
I mean, it is a leech.
Not
though.
going to do athletics.
You
That's
sure?
a bad idea. I'm
You
going to do
sure?
an unarmed attack roll.
Unarmed attack roll. All right, go for it.
Because that's my best one. I don't want to do the one that's a 0. 13 on the die plus 9 is 22.
You managed to rip yourself away from this thing, breaking its grasp.
Going to move away.
You are no longer grabbed nor engaged.
And I'm going to swap to my bow because that hurt a lot.
It did. You pull your bow out, ready to give this thing a piece of your mind.
You should be
What's-
used to
It
that.
already took a piece of my flesh.
It did.
You should be used to it. It's like risky surgery. Leeches. It's
Yeah,
like
it's like
it's
the
a
same
staple of risky surgery.
No.
Your leeches are usually much smaller.
I don't use leeches.
What's
I
Mocker
use
doing?
knives.
Mocker will attempt to focus his mind and see if he can tune into whatever this thing's deal is.
Absolutely. Give me a roll.
Vibe check.
Yeah, vibe check.
Vibe check the worm.
Don't
The
forget,
vibes are bad. It bit me.
you were recalling knowledge too.
Yeah, but I can't use that for my esoteric
That's
lore.
free.
It is free. I mean, would you like to roll me a...
Sure.
Religion?
Yeah, we can do a religion.
I am trained in everything, so it's all along a +5.
This thing, you're looking at it, and this, it takes you a bit while. Thinking about how a leech works, you're not really sure about how the undead constitution is going to work for it, but you do think that if you are able to present a holy symbol of it, it will be able to drive away some of this undead energy for it and possibly make it more sluggish.
Okay, so I will then go ahead and roll my esoteric lore check.
Go for it.
This is the one that matters.
Yes. That's a 9 on the die for a total of a 19.
19.
Since I'm now an expert in my esoteric lore, that scales with my level. Very nice.
That is a success. So you look at this thing, and you can deduce that its fleshy body definitely would be quite weak to slashing attacks, which Naji is particularly well suited for.
And also, by the light of Seren Rue, she says to go away. So take my blade to your face, and then get out of this place. And he'll slash into this thing.
Alrighty, roll me an attack. You have to move up to engagement.
I'll move up to engagement range. So that's use my esoteric lore, move, slash.
Yep.
I'll never understand how you figure out stuff's weak to rhyming.
Everything's weak to rhyming. That's the secret.
He's got sick rhymes.
That is a nat 20, my guy.
Yeah.
Well, we also have a hero point for Corwin from Scott. I apparently
You don't have
missed
bless,
that.
do you?
No, she was baned only.
No, I was baned only because Link.
Which tracks. Yeah.
Which tracks?
So a natural 20?
A natural 20.
They can't keep getting away with it.
Yes,
All
they
right.
can. We totally can. We totally can.
They just have to roll it more. That's true. That works. All right, guys.
And I'm using slashing,
You
so
plunge your sword deep into this thing. Go ahead and roll me
Naji
that
is so
critical hit.
excited. So that's a 7 on the die. Plus 3 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. And then if it triggers its weakness, am I triggering a personal antithesis or a slashing
You
weakness?
are triggering a mortal weakness of this thing.
Okay, so 12.
So 12 total?
Plus the weakness.
Plus the weakness. Okay.
So 12 doubles to 24 plus whatever the weakness is.
Solid hit.
Solid swipe right there.
You hit this thing, and a gush of awful comes out as you, and a fair bit of fresh blood as well that I just pulled from your friend over here. I need your cousin. And this thing deflates noticeably as it flails around.
Oh, that's it. But Nil's going to be so happy.
That hero point from Scott was catch your breath. Just take a moment, then get back in there.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you're doing right now.
All right, this thing is going to flail around angrily, and its maw is going to come clap, 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 clap at you, trying to catch you. And it's going to get a 29
On me?
on you.
That is not a crit because we leveled.
Important,
Nice.
not a crit. That's the
is
important
Seeing
thing.
it lash out, this undead abomination will bite into the light of Seren Ray and receive the hammer of Seren Ray
Hammer.
Justice.
for a 20 total.
20 total, solid hit. What's your damage reduction at now? Is it
Damage what?
Reduction.
from your retributive strike?
It's 4.
4 now. Okay.
Yeah.
So Mocker's going to take
5,
11.
sorry. It's 2 plus level. We're level 3. It's 5.
You're correct.
Okay, so shouldn't have been 4 last level?
It should have.
Okay, so you were cheating yourself.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. So then plus 5, Mocker's going to take 10 piercing damage and is grabbed.
And it will
Ugh.
take 11.
11 hit, 11 damage. All right.
I don't know if positive does anything, but some of that damage is positive.
It totally does do something. It hurts.
Well, like anything
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, it.
No weakness, but it does take
Yeah.
it.
But it does take it. And this thing is latched onto you with direct focus as Dreven's maul smashes into it. It does not look like it's in great shape at all. However, as it has grabbed you, you feel your blood being pulled out of you into this thing.
That's uncomfortable.
You're going to be taking some damage.
Oh, this feels like a night at my Aunt Cecilia's.
I don't want to know anything more about that.
It is going to be math. 12. Take 12 points of damage as you feel the blood pull out of you. And it's going to... You are going to be drained 1.
Is officially looking fairly anemic. You'll see him go pale, and strangely, Naji will actually look a bit less shiny. Even Naji will look a little dull after that one.
And you are, just to remind you, drained 1. It's -1 to all your
-1 to
fortitude
all.
stuff. Also,
Health
your
goes
health
down
goes
by
down
my
by your level
con.
and your level.
Just my level? Okay.
And your max health will also go down by you.
Yep.
3 bonus
Three.
damages.
Yep, I got it.
And the last thing it's going to do is it's from its wound, a spurt is going to blast out to try to catch Drevin directly.
What?
A spurt of goo.
Spurt of awful.
A spurt of awful is right. This thing is pretty darn awful. All right, so that's going to be 25.
It will hit.
Blood in, blood out.
Right? The ray of blood strikes.
And that's going to be 9 negative damage as this...
It doesn't like the positive damage.
Exactly. This wave of evil, tainted, undeath goo goes and blasts you. What's Calbum doing?
What's its reflex save like?
It's its reflex save like? I mean, you
can
want to
you
take a
just-
minute to recall knowledge? Try to figure it out?
No, I just want you to roll it.
What you doing?
The little feathery
Shiny.
shiny flies out from my hand, electrified and arc in an arc manner.
So it definitely does not look very nimble. However, it is flailing around wildly, making it difficult to pick out. So it's going to get a 26 on that one.
That's enough to succeed. So we are going to roll this, and you get half. That's max damage, baby. So that's 6 damage
6
from electricity.
Damage. It had swelled and colored up briefly after having pulled Mocker's blood out, but it shrinks back down as you blast it with this electricity.
Excellent.
making
Shield,
Frankenstein's work.
and I'm done.
Boom, and Drevin. And Mocker's grabbed.
Every single undead we find in this abomination of a tower will meet the same fate.
As I swing the hammer down again. This time for a 27.
Solid hit.
And again for a natural 20.
Oh, nice.
There it is. There it is.
So,
What's our bludgeoning?
stunned 1.
Stunned one. Moreover, I'm gonna say what happens to it.
Well, let's see what
Unfortunate.
the damage says.
Yeah, he could have been roll.
Yeah, because
We never know.
So the first hit is 17,
Yeah.
and then the crit is 26 total.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So were we yeah.
Look, we'll trigger a bless
Is
card
so
actually using it
dead.
someday.
And then I
So
miss
super dead.
as I just keep swinging,
So he just smashes this thing.
just
and
keep hitting
He
it.
just keeps going, keeps going.
So Ultima,
Goo
who's
and
actually
bits of
attached to
ugly
it,
goes
we'll see.
everywhere, and soon you just have jaws hooked into you with nothing else behind.
No, it's like
it.
a bellows. He's like hitting it, and it's just pumping the blood back into Ultima.
You don't want any of that blood back. I promise you.
Ew.
You don't want any of that.
Ultima will dive out of the way because he doesn't know if he's going to stop before he gets to the part where the maw is next to his arm.
You know when people line up cans and just stomp them one after another in quick succession?
Yeah.
It's like that, but the hammer in its body.
Oh, there you go. Well, it doesn't take long,
Squeezing
but
a
this
tube of toothpaste.
this
Exactly.
abomination.
I'm
that
just
was
trying to
kept in
shove
this
the blood
vault,
back
you
into your
might
body.
say,
Hey, he
Has
did it. He
been-
said the name of the thing.
has been
Name drop.
dispatched.
That's it for us, everybody. Thank you.
dispatched, and leaving a
Very pale.
very pale Mocker and a pretty ugly-looking machine still, at least without its occupant. But on the bright side, nothing else seems to pop out of the machine to attack you,
I'm
as
going-
you are able to prize that onyx gem out of the face.
Don't worry, Mocker.
dear.
Don't
Can I break the
worry.
machine now?
Are you giving yourself smelling salts again, straight
I
to the
look-
nose?
No, look, I'm doing it from far away this time. I've learned.
The smelling salt's ain't gonna put your blood back in your body. Get over here.
Okay.
I don't know. It might. You never know.
They're smelling salts.
Give,
They absolutely
give him a second.
won't.
It might help.
I'll be scooping. I'm gonna be digging through all of this like viscera from the worm, creating more awful berries. So you guys have things to look forward to.
I'm gonna spend the next 10 minutes refocusing and
Yeah.
doing God's work dismantling this abomination machine.
Oh my god, we're like the same person. We really are. We should just do it for different reasons. I'm also dismantling him. I'm just making
Well,
awful
you're
berries.
dismantling the paste I made. I'm
Yeah,
dismantling
that's
the
the whole
machine that
worm.
made the thing.
Oh, you're doing the machine. Okay.
So it can't ever make one again.
Oh, okay.
You go in and with some concerted effort, you reduce this machine to scrap. And you feel invigorated having done this. This machine was undoubtedly a work of evil that was used for more works of evil, and it will never be used for those again.
Exactly.
And you feel incredibly satisfied.
I'm looking for stuff in the room.
You
So
look for stuff in the
satisfied,
room.
I'm refocused.
Well, one thing that kind of stands out to you is behind the door that you came in at is a key hook right in the back of the door. And there is a pretty chonky silver key hanging off of that.
About half as tall as I am.
Throw you off
Hold it
balance
as
a
a
little
staff.
bit. Yeah. And you've got this key in your hand now. And it's like, hey. And aside from just being a hunk of silver that you could probably sell for cash, it looks like it probably unlocks a room that must be fairly important.
Almost like a room we found earlier.
Before we go opening any doors, I need to put blood back in my body and Cuz's body. I can't replace what it took from me, but I can make you feel better.
No, it's all right. I have something for this. So in addition to what you're doing, he'll take out a bottle and he'll kind of pop the cork on it and he'll down it quickly.
Tastes way better than anything Nil would have given you. That's
Wow.
for sure.
Wow.
You don't.
Wow.
I got a
I feel
healer's
like
kit.
this is medicinist.
No.
Yeah, right? That's what I feel like. I'm
can-
feeling targeted.
No, my people, it's just a little bit of brandy. I was just trying to fortify myself. It was nothing personal. I just wanted a drink.
So was it actually brandy or did you
Yes.
just drink
No,
a
no,
healing
no.
potion?
No, it was drink.
Oh, it's actually
It was
drink. Okay,
just
all right.
brandy.
Here I am.
Mocker's getting wasted in the Abomination vaults.
Look, let me get this taken care of real quick and spend 10 minutes on him and me getting us back up.
Let's go ahead and roll it.
How injured are you?
Very. I'm down to like a third of my health.
On a scale.
You said
of-
the words that you need a lot of healing.
Are you going to be
Pulls out
spending
a bag
20
of
minutes
leeches.
healing?
Yeah, one because I don't have ward medic. It's
Cool.
one.
I'll lay on hand one's health and refocus again.
Only
Perfect.
3 damage. And then you're gonna get some medicine checking.
Which, for future reference, lay on
That's a
hands is
3
now
on the
12.
die. That's gonna be a re-roll because I don't want to hurt you too much. Thank you,
Too
Scott.
much. Too much.
Doesn't want to hurt you too much.
It
just
wouldn't.
a little bit.
It wouldn't critically fail. It wouldn't hurt you more, but it would fail, and I would have dealt 3 damage to you.
Oh, it's fine.
That's 10 on the die. That's a success. Goes to crit success. 'Cause that's a 22 total.
There you
for the
go.
expert
There you
DC.
go.
Is there a risky medicine but for attack rolls?
No,
It's called being a barbarian.
it's called you swing twice.
Yeah.
It's called Swing It, baby.
8, 6, 14 plus. We're up a level now, so it's gonna go up by 2.
That I don't think it scales by level.
The
Oh, your thing.
the
Yeah.
So
investigator one does.
19.
19 plus 17,
That will get me
You're at
back
full
up to
health.
full.
Nice.
and then I'll go ahead and give one to myself.
Stab yourself. Don't be a coward.
When you go
Sure.
back to full, does the drained go away, or does it need something separate
3
to take
damage.
that away?
Let's see here. The
I
drain.
haven't been
that's a
drained in a
success.
really long time, so I don't
Actually, that
remember.
drain
That's
does
exactly
go
a success
away.
on an
It
8.
depends on the on the source.
Okay.
That drain will go away after he treats you.
Okay.
I'm at 15. I need 20 total.
Puts a sailing bag down.
7, 10. That's max.
Alrighty.
Nil, look what I found.
Pieced back together.
It's where the secrets are.
It's a key. You know what that means? That
Means
there's a lock.
There's a lock. That's
Probably
right.
do that door at the hall Drebin
Is
was
in
looking at.
fact a locked door that Drevin was just itching to bash down, but there is a pretty chunky keyhole in that door, which this key looks like it might fit.
Grab the onyx from that thing before we go out of here. We don't want to leave that for them to find and make
I
a new
kind
one.
of assumed
Yeah,
you
that
would
was already
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, I've
The-
got
the
it. It's
entire
already in my
machine-
inventory.
Well,
There
the
you go.
entire machine has been dismantled.
Oh yeah.
We have retrieved the onyx.
Not just dismantled, like absolutely scrapped.
Impossible to be put back together. In
Total, you might say.
this would need like 9th level reconstruction magic.
Were there any There was no books, I assume. We're looking for the
Yeah,
three.
was there
We're
anything
looking for
else in
3
the room?
books. We have titles.
You don't have no books in this room. But heading back down the hallway to that door, you find that large silver key fits perfectly and
Everything.
unlocks it.
How
Everything
convenient.
we have found in here has been exquisite.
So You open this and you see this room is a bit bigger than the previous one, but not by much. There are a massive contraption takes up the center of this room once again. Apparently, this Volok person, whoever he was, quite the mad scientist.
Told you experiments.
Really,
I told you experiments were
are.
happening
You're
down here.
Nail on the head right there.
Absolutely. Calvin is
Literally.
always right. Haven't you learned?
I have learned. I am actually. We are truth sayers over
That's it.
here.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And there are there is a massive contraption in the center of this room. What also catches your eye almost immediately is there is a large glass tank full of what appear to be embalming chemicals, and floating in this tank is apparently the body of a goblin.
Huh.
The goblin is not floating nude or anything. It has clothes on it still. The clothes it wears are well constructed and fitted, tailored, one might say. This would be the clothing that you would expect something like a student or an apprentice to wear. And the fact that he was put in this tank with these clothes on was apparently a gesture of at least some sort of respect for whomever this goblin was. The machine that takes the vast majority of this room is phenomenally complicated, but those of you recalling knowledge might be able to make a roll.
It's a monstrance of celestial portent. You don't have to tell me.
Heh. Portion.
It's a
Portion,
BAFTA
sorry.
tank.
What would you like?
Yeah, can I roll exoteric lore on this?
Well, let's take a look here. Esoteric lore is...
I feel like this is more
It's
undead
creatures.
nonsense.
Yeah,
Esoteric is only creatures.
I will
Yeah.
let your oddity identification work,
Sure.
though.
I will take it.
So occultism?
Oh, do you want to roll it for me?
Occultism, yeah, I don't know for you. Occultism is almost, yeah, occultism is the best. I'll let you use religion, though.
Okay. I will do religion.
So that's a +7
This
on
is
a
not
13,
religious.
a 20.
20.
None of this is
That's the
religious.
second time this has happened to you.
If it matters, clue in. +1. If it's relevant to
okay.
Master Volok.
You will look at this, and this, looking at all the pieces, looking at the sockets and lenses and frames, this is almost exactly what you would need. This is the soul transference machine. This is where the gem in the back of Mr. Beak came from. It was forged and empowered here in this very room. And looking around this machine, you think you can see how to operate it. It is phenomenally complicated, but it's fairly straightforward to work once you actually try to see where all the controls are.
How much do you like that fish?
Well, I could get any other fish. Honestly, it's just a skeleton.
Every fish has one, in fact.
Yeah.
She just pulls out another skeleton from her bag.
This one's an eel, but it's very hard to move.
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna try to put the soul in her fish.
All right. I will let you make an occultism roll to try to do this. I'll let you use crafting. I will let you use...
I'm gonna take occultism.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
Could I
Can you?
can I help with some lore spirit or
Lore spirit?
or occult? I mean, I can also roll occultism or
Occultism or Arcana would work. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or-
Can I do a help with an Arcana
Go
check?
for it. Absolutely. Get a 20.
I could try.
What?
and-
Total
Oh,
20.
yeah.
Total 20.
I got a 27.
Whew, beautiful. You get a +1.
Excellent.
Big roll.
Okay. That's a 15 on the die. +1 is a 16. +7 is a 23.
Nice. It
Oh,
takes...
wait. I guess I wouldn't get my oddity identification on that because I'm not trying to identify it. So that's really only a 21.
Okay.
I
Still
apologize.
good enough. Still good enough. You go and place the skeleton fish kind of in the center here. You wedge that gem inside, and you arrange the lenses around it, and these sort of this little bowl that it sits in kind of fills with this fluid, and then energizes with this energy as crystals focus magic power into the bowl before it drifts back down, and a beat passes, and then glowing orbs appear in the empty eye sockets while the gem sits in its jaw, and it kind of twitches a bit, and the fin kind of flips a little bit, and then the jaw opens and a voice echoes out. It's not fair. And it just starts sobbing and crying.
I think your fish is
Master Volik
No, it's got the gem in its mouth.
never
Well,
came
not at my
back.
Keep it back.
It's okay.
Eat it. Grab that, John.
So, I want you to listen to me. Master Volek might not have come back, but you're not alone. You have family here. My family started this, and I've come back to finish it, and I can be, if not a replacement, I can at least give you solace, and I can
Wait.
make it so that you're not alone.
Mocker.
Please.
This might be too much for it to take in right now. Maybe just give me a minute. I'm gonna walk out of the room with my little fish here and be like, no, just wait here 1 second. You're now my minion, and we will be taking over the world. So get used to it fast. Your new name is Bones. I don't know what your name was before, and I don't care.
All right, give me an intimidate check.
Yeah. Oh, I'm terrible at intimidates.
That's what 20s are for.
That's not bad.
It's a 15 on the die, -1, so 14.
It kind of pauses for a bit.
We trust
You'll
him.
just leave like Master Volek did.
How could I possibly take over the world without a minion? You idiot.
And all of you can hear just the wailing kind of stop and some low whispers, and then just like a pause, and then just sobbing echoes back into the room.
Nil, if you keep looking around here, if something happens, yell. Just slowly close the door.
Are you sure you don't want help?
No, I've got it handled. And I'm going to just like clamp the mouth a little bit and be like, yep, we're good to go. and I'll start walking back into the room.
This loud, she's trying to muffle it, but it doesn't use the mouth or lips to make noise, so it doesn't really help. And you just kind of have this loudly sobbing fish
I like
skeleton.
muffle it with my entire jacket. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that starts
yes,
the hells.
We're ready.
Is there another machine in this room that looks the same as the previous one?
No, this is a different looking machine that apparently transfers souls, which is, not the best, really. It's not as bad as creating undead, but it's
Technically,
pretty not great.
that's not against my teachings.
It's not creating undead.
Technically
not
not
illegal.
illegal.
Hang on a minute.
Loophole.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah,
Look, we should
dude,
still
fine
make-
He
print.
can't read. How
I
does he
can't
know the
read.
fine print?
Because we tell them how it works.
Yeah, but that doesn't make an undead.
Right.
So that's not immediately red flags.
That's
He doesn't
true.
really necessarily
You kind of
understand
have to
it.
think
like
about
it.
it. You gotta have to think about it, but you're like, it's not totally anathema to the Dawnflower's
Like,
teachings.
I don't have to like the machine for it to be okay to exist.
Much like my friends.
I think we found the assistant.
Uh,
Just point at the goblin in the tank.
may I try something?
I'm
gonna.
yes.
It's the same
Say
voice.
anything.
Behave.
The same
Don't say
voice.
anything on this. And then I'll like hand over the skeleton.
It's the
I'm
same
gonna
voice as
take
the doll, right?
I'm
Huh?
gonna
Same voice as the doll.
Same voice as the doll, yes.
I'm gonna take the skeleton and I'm going to touch my sword to it so that Naji can speak to him. If anybody understands what it's like to be trapped in something for a long time and not be able to escape, I feel like
Naji
The
only
sword is
if
just
Naji-
going to threaten him.
So
This is
your
gonna go
plan.
The sword is just
Let me
going to
get
threaten to
this
stab
right.
him.
Your plan is to try to make your sword, which is only personality trait that you know of is violent,
Wha-
to try
Yes,
to
this is a great idea.
commiserate
Yeah.
with the
Yes.
imprisoned
Yes.
fish.
Great idea.
This-
Intimidation.
this can
works every
only-
time.
this can
Sword will be
only
better
go well.
at intimidation than you were.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know what Najee's personality is to anybody but me, and I feel
Stab.
like they might have some empathy for each other.
And also, the fish does not have any blood.
Yep, like the sword doesn't.
Nor
want-
does the
The
soul.
sword stabbed a doll.
But what I'm saying is, like, I feel like if anyone will be able to empathize with each other, it's these guys.
Are you trained in intimidate?
I'm not, but I'm very trained in diplomacy.
Okay, well, your sword
But
is not diplomatizing.
But here's the thing: is I don't want the sword to intimidate it. I actually want the sword to try to make friends with it.
I understand that's what you're going for.
The sword does not want to.
The sword has an approach, and the sword will try a certain approach. So I'm going to roll.
My intimidate's +3.
And I'm going to,
better than
so
negative
it doesn't work that way. Your familiar is trained in the things that you're trained. Well, I
Oh.
guess technically that's
I'm
thinking Eidolons.
No.
Never
Like
mind.
I'm pretty sure it just has my stats.
Familiars have their own subset of things they're good at.
They
Yeah,
do.
because you have
they
to
do.
select what
All
they're
right, well,
trained
let
in.
me see here.
If anything, the sword would want to be trained in intimidation because that's all it does.
Yeah. So you touch the sword, and the sobbing kind of quiets. Really? I think that would be nice, actually.
We can only hear one side of this
Yeah.
conversation, and
All
it's
right.
only the sobbing, like murderous
I can
Yeah,
hear
you're
doll
both.
right.
thing.
It's not fair. Yeah. Yeah, he's a jerk.
We can stab him.
Yeah. I think that's,
You got sharp teeth now.
well, it's not gonna work anymore, but no, you might. Okay. All right, if you think it'll work, I'll help. He deserves it. Okay. Najee says I should help you, and I'm gonna, cause Master Volix, he betrayed me.
Yes,
That's
let
right.
the revenge fester.
And the fish kind of like glows a little bit more and actually kind of floats up out of Mocker's arms and kind of just floats there for a little bit and kind of faces kind of in your general direction.
So you knew Master Volok personally.
I was his assistant. I was Borbo. The fish kind of turns to face the corpse, the goblin corpse floating in the case. That was my body. And Master Volek, he said that he could make me immortal so that I could go and serve his mistress forever, because he had to do that in order to last long enough to bring her back.
Well, do you want to just go back in your body?
I don't think that body is gonna be any good anymore. It's
in
been
bunch
a
of
long
embalming
time.
fluid. That's
All right.
basically just
Well-
preserves.
Borbo, I'm very, very
His
sorry.
name is actually Bones now.
Borbo.
You can call me Bones if you want.
Which do you want to be called?
Bones, obviously. That's why he.
That is
said
what he
that.
just said.
You can call me
Gotcha.
whatever you want.
Borbo the Bone Spirit Walker.
Can you call me not that? That's a lot of words.
Well,
It's very nice to meet you, and we thank you for your assistance.
I mean, it'd be appreciated. We don't know how any of this stuff down here works. We had to.
I understand
Deal
how
with
it all
your
works,
grief.
actually, but that's.
I mean, we got this one working. That don't mean we know how it works.
No,
We don't turn it on.
I do know how it works.
Well, I'll help you. I'll help you beat Master Volek. He's down there, you know. He's
Down? There's
Huh?
more down.
There's always more down, man.
How
There's
down
always
does
more
Starfish go?
levels.
Oh, there's lots of them. I mean, I only know, well, there's the library, and then there's there's like the retreat below that, and then there's like that's about there. I know there's more. Miss Belcora is even further down, I think, but
oh god.
Wait,
I don't
hold on.
know much
Hold
about
on
that.
right there. What do you mean she is even further down?
Well, I mean that's where Master Volek was going, was to going and trying to bring her back. That was the whole point of him. That was why he
Huh.
changed himself. That was why he put me in the bird, was so that we we could last long enough past when our bodies would die. He had to change his body too. It didn't work out too well, but it worked. But
how long has he been trying this?
Oh, it's been centuries. It's been a long, long time.
Well, when
Maybe like 534 years.
Well, it was a drow name. That's Elven.
Oh,
he could have been alive.
He was a drow, absolutely, but he's not a drow anymore. He really misses the way he used to look, though. Yeah, he went and he was mad when that ritual came back. There was a picture of him up in the workshop. He tore it to pieces. He was so mad. Maybe that's why he came down and never came back for me. I don't know.
So you know where we are right now, then?
Well, you're in Gauntlet.
Well, relative to everything else.
Fish kind of turns around. Well, yeah, this is like the sleeping quarters are over there. My room is down there too. There's a loose brick. You could stumble on it. Don't move it.
Don't look in there, Mom.
We won't mess with that.
If you find a picture of Master Volok, oh my God, that he gets so mad if he sees what his old self used to look like. He doesn't look very good anymore.
Did you have one?
A picture on, kind of flaps his little fish fins like he's patting his pockets.
Not like on you, but somewhere
really.
around here in your room or something.
The only one I knew about was in the pictures up on the first floor, but Master Volok tore that up. He didn't like that very much.
It must be horrible to have been so attractive. Then
The
not
Riz
be
is so
attractive
strong
anymore.
over there.
Well,
there's if you actually and he's gonna kind of turn his little fish body and kind of point towards his little fish nose over towards the corner. If you push that little button there behind the torch sconce, that's a secret door that'll take you to the rest of the level.
Thanks, Bones.
More secrets.
Knew it.
now,
Before we do that, it might be a good idea to head up for the day.
no, we got to find the Osprey folk. We found sign of them here.
Did you see any people, maybe a day before us?
Would have been about 4 fellas.
Kind of shakes his little head. People who come in there are always just there to go and try to take things. I started chasing them away, and after a while, I guess they never started coming back. Occasionally, though, they'd forget and they'd come back again, and then I'd beat them up again. And so that's kind of been my existence for
This
a
would have
really
been
long time.
Sometime in the last week or so, 4 fellas would have come in. Did you chase them off?
Nah, there was a little guy who came in. He tried to take the spyglass, but I suplexed him into the ground and he stayed there.
Little blue guy.
No, this one was kind of pink and scraggly. He tried to spook me, but he wasn't really very spooky.
Anything like that in there.
Fair
Curious.
enough.
Maybe got drugged off by an
the
animal. The roof
guys
was open.
didn't get there.
For what it's worth, if they didn't get past him, they probably went down the collapsed stairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fair
there's a
enough.
main stair that goes down. That's over in the main building. They probably went down that way if they went down.
Maybe it fell behind
They're
them.
trapped down there now.
Yeah. We
Well, the
can't go
stairs
back
just
without
go down to the level that we're on right now. I mean, if you go through that passage, you'd probably
Oh.
find them. I haven't been down here for centuries though, so I don't know what else is here.
Well, it's worth a look. It's just down the hallway.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, I'll
Let's
go
get
press
going.
the button.
Oh, before we go there, about that spyglass. Pull it out. What's with the flaws?
Huh?
The little bends and such.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. That's Master Volok. He made that. He was a really good craftsman. He could put make all sorts of cool things, and that was one of his prized joys. He's the one who smashed the workshop up. Actually, he was so mad when he saw how his transformation came out that he was mad. He was so mad. He broke everything except that. He couldn't break that. He was really proud of that when he made it. He would I've never seen Master Volok actually smile about anything. He just wouldn't smile about anything. Nothing ever made him happy. Even the book lady, who she really liked him, but he didn't even smile at her. And I thought she was pretty. But
Who was the book lady?
but the book lady, she's downstairs. She's in the library. She's probably dead by now. But the books, she really liked Master Volok. But But no, man, that spyglass, when he made that, he was like so happy. He couldn't even break it. So I mean, I can't imagine there's flaws in it. Master Volek never made mistakes.
We'll talk about it later. Let's
No.
go find these fellas.
Let's go find them, but I have an idea. You should make Skelly snacks so that we can reward him when he does good things.
Doesn't have
You can
any way
just
to
like say thank you. Pushing the button, the door slides back, revealing more of this dark, miasma-filled corridor leading off deeper under Gauntlet Keep. As for what we find there and what is lurking for us, we'll find that out next time. If you'd all care to join us at home for the next episode of Abomination Vaults on the UGT Network.